So yesterday, I went to Gunner TV's Twitch channel. Right? If you guys know who Gunner TV is, and I started watching for a little bit, and he brought this video out to do like a little reaction to. So I was like, you know what? I started listening to it, and it was kind of funny. It was kind of interesting, rather. And I was like, I think I might want to talk about this. This is Gunner TV. He has his own like Gunner TV Live as well. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna watch this as well. And it's called 19-Year-Old Has the Worst Life Plans Possible. I don't really know who Caleb Hammer is. I've seen a little bit of his stuff. I think he was the same guy, correct me if I'm wrong, that said that if you have kids when you're not financial and you're not already set up for like retirement financially, you're like irresponsible. And I was like, what? That's the most disconnected online take I've ever heard in my life. Because then your kids have to take care of you. That's the goal. That's the point. Your parents raise you in your infancy, and then you help them when they're older. That is how life works. That is the responsibility of things. So let's get it going.
Hi, my name's Zeke Kuroga. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I'm 19 years old, and this is
Me too.
All right, so we just had you on. You are coming back really quick. Yeah. But it's because it's different. It's because today we have Kimmy.
Yeah,
And she is a well-known streamer on Twitch, and a lot of the conversations that we've had back and forth is that you're trying to get into it, lean into this thing.
Sorry.
And because of that, we are going to give
Trying to find her thing. Hold on really quick.
on Twitch and
Kimmee. Okay.
and because of that, we are going to give a normal financial audit, kind of like normal, but we're going to give a content audit as well that Kimmy's going to help with, and then we're going to think about the actual parts of building your career and getting above 1 view a stream.
Yeah, because that's what's at right now. But
Okay.
So,
Do we have those analytics too?
So here's really quick advice that if you want to get popular on like anything, and it's not going to be super robust advice. I'm not Mr. Beast, right? But realistically speaking, first of all, you have to find the content you like to make. Don't be afraid of experimenting, but like find your niche, something that you enjoy doing that you can do for long term. Just because you do that doesn't mean that your content's going to be successful, though. So let's say that you really love Beyblades, right? You like those are the spinning tops, right? No, what are the spinning tops? What are the battle tops? Okay, whatever they're called. Let's say you like the battle tops. It is Beyblade. Now, I actually saw a TikTok with like hundreds of thousands of views explaining the different types of like Beyblades. Like there's like attack types, endurance types, speed types, this, that. Let's say you love Beyblades and you start streaming it. Here's my advice to you. Stream it for an hour or two a day, right? So minimize the number of time of streaming and maximize. For every minute you stream should be another minute that you're focusing on making long-form content. What's this sound? Okay, that was weird. Okay. So if I come on and I stream for 3 to 4 hours, I try to spend as much time editing videos, doing thumbnails, and like going for clips so that I could put it up onto my on the channel as like long form content that kind of sits there for a long period of time. You need to focus as much time on advertising as you do on creating content for the most part. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you understand. So if you're making Beyblade content, you should be trying to stream, if you're streaming that, and for a couple hours consistently. I don't come on consistently. I'm just lazy, but hey, I'm going to stream every day from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. Cool. 8 to 10 o'clock at night. Then you want to try to come up with like one video on your YouTube channel per day, and then one TikTok per day, ideally per stream. That redirects you kind of to like your long form content. So like, let's say that's what you want to do. Now that doesn't mean you always have to do it exactly like that. There are different types of streamers. Like maybe you're the kind of guy who likes to stream like World of Warcraft, but then you like this guy DJ Live. I watch him too. He's a cool TikTok Twitch person. And he streams like, it depends on the day, but he'll stream. I found him on TikTok, actually. He'll stream for, like however long he does a day. Depends on the day, maybe like 4 hours or 12 hours, depending on how he feels. But then he'll make like his own shorts type content. And he'll do like a different thing, like, the Horde's highest honor or whatever. Or like this, that, and the other thing. But for the most part, you want to spend time on like advertising or some kind of like an interesting video. It's hard to do it all specifically. It's like case by case. Everybody does different content. You might not have a video every day, and I understand that. But the overall goal is to spend time like doing the stream, but spend just as much time trying to get people to see what's going on in your stream. If you look look at somebody like iShow Speed, he'll create like a video a day, and then he'll take like a clip of that video, like a 10-minute segment or so, and he'll make that like an actual video on his channel after he streams. And then maybe he has some people do clips and TikToks for him. You're not really going to have the infrastructure to have people do content, make content for you. The big streamers who are going for 12 hours a day, they have people who they pay, or maybe they don't, that'll make their YouTube videos and their TikToks. So they get to stream all day. But as a small person, you don't get to do that. So that's kind of like my general advice. You're going to have to sift through it, but that's my general advice. Like for me, what I try to do is I stream like mostly every day. I'll get my segments out of there, videos, and then I'll try to get one clip for every segment. That's kind of like what I've been trying to do. You know?
Oh yeah,
We have all
should
this
be
to
able
pull up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
We have the computer.
This is good.
So there you
Before
go.
we do that, make sure you're subscribed. We're really trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, and we're getting, actually pretty close because you guys are amazing. Love you. But I'm gonna let Kimmy introduce herself in her stream and her stuff and how she's so good at that.
Oh, okay. Well,
So just so you know, Kimmy, God bless her, she's like she does like this kind of stuff. And listen, that's totally fine. But she's like an attractive girl who, wears, it's not super provocative, but like, some of the more, and I'm not trying to be sexist, but some of the more emotionally closed off young men who gravitate towards the manosphere might be into her content. I will say, if you're anybody who's attractive, whether you're a guy or a girl, you're going to have usually an easier time making content. Yeah, that was the music. I had this on the side to show you. So you might have a different struggle. I'm a fat, ugly guy, so I've had to work harder. No, but even me, if you listen to me, like I have like a decent voice. A lot of people say I sound like Howard Stern. A lot of the part of the formula stuff you can't even control, which could be levels of attractiveness, and you can control a little bit more by working out and whatnot. Or like my voice sounds pretty good. Different things that it's like the halo effect. You look at like Ludwig and Hassan, and these guys they're physically also attractive men. So it's part of the game.
I'm Kimmy. I'm a Twitch streamer. I also live here in Austin, Texas. I do just chatting in IRL. I've been streaming for 3 years now.
What do you point? What is it?
Right now, my average view count for this last 2 months has been 500 to 800 viewers average. And wait, what do you mean?
You're
what's
in
my
the top.
I'm in the top 1% of Twitch.
Yeah, which is incredible. Which is where I assume you would like to be.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, well, you don't have to be in the top 1% to be successful. Personally, I think that like streaming is cool, but like YouTube is probably better. Like you should be making your streams immortal in some capacity by putting them on YouTube to make like content out of it. Like when I do video reactions, because once the stream's over, there's nothing else there except for the next stream. But like once you put up a video, that could last for you for a long time, depending on the quality of the video.
you're doing this full time. So that's a place that
What's wrong? The video's not there? Oh, sorry. Let me get it back up there for you guys. Go. Done.
you would like
Done.
to be. So
I would
hopefully
like
we can get
to
there.
have
Has anything
some-
changed in the last month, dude? Because you were a complete disaster. It was a complete show.
I stopped using my mom's credit card. That's what this is. So
What?
got my own
job.
card. Yeah, I did that.
Okay.
I'm in school now. I'm gonna.
Lean into the mic. If you want to be a content creator, you got to think of your audio.
All right, yeah. I started. I'm going to start on the 30th massage therapy school. So that would be like 750 hours this year, and then in August I'll finish.
Okay, why massage therapy school? Because that's something we never even talked about
I know.
before.
I'm into a lot of stuff.
I know you are. That's great. So we've had like you were going to community college at some point, and spending all your money and all this
Dropped out,
stuff.
yeah.
And then you ended up dropping out, and then you're like, maybe I'll go to trade school. And this was only a month ago. And now we're talking about massage school, which wasn't even in the
That's a
conversation.
trade.
It's a trade. It's vocational. It's
That's-
very.
okay.
It's what I
It's not a bad idea.
wanted to do. Like
That's not a bad idea. A trade school is generally going to be better than college, in my opinion. Especially if you don't necessarily know what you want to do. If you know you want to go to school to be a teacher, like go for it. It's a saturated field and it may not pay very well, but if it's a passion you have, then you should chase your passions because it'll make it easier to like find fulfillment in your job, even if it makes less money. If you don't know what you want to do, I would say like vocational school, trade schools are really good. Technology is too. If you can get into it, like computer science, whether it's hardware or software, things like welding, like a mechanic, plumbers, carpenters. These are very good trades because they're very difficult to automate because they are not menial labor jobs. Every person you go to do their plumbing is going to be a little bit different than the last. So
That's what you were talking
hands-on
about
skills.
when
Yeah.
it came to trade school?
I was thinking more plumber, welding.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were
first comes
talking
to mind,
about.
right?
But you never mentioned massage. Now we're talking massage. So
Yeah.
okay, well if that's what you want to do, just stick to it. It's not a bad idea.
I've
It's a little rough on your body. Your hands will get like cramped and stuff, but that's how any job will be. Like this physical labor.
Originally, I wanted to be a therapist. I like that self-help improvement. Like I'm very.
You wanted to
mental
be a
health.
therapist?
Yeah, I did. I like talking to people about their problems
Why
and
are you
helping
guys
them.
like that?
Why you judging me, man?
What is that supposed to mean?
That's my path.
it's my job.
Yeah. No, I really want to help people and just like be a source to, I don't know.
So massage therapy is the new avenue.
A little bit, because it's very hands-on, very physical. You get to talk to you get to know your patients.
Does your mom know you dropped out yet?
Yeah, I told her. I literally told her like November 11th. I was like, hey,
How'd that
this is
go?
what's going on.
It's weird because they seem to be putting him down first choice, which is not really the way that you're supposed to be operating here. Like, okay, cool. He's a young guy. Maybe it is a mistake, but no, that's good. Stick to it. And you know what? The cool thing about a lot of these trades and stuff is that they're relatively inexpensive. They're relatively inexpensive. And if you don't like the job after 5 or 10 years, you can switch to another job. Like, it's totally possible. Let's say you do welding. You can make a lot of money. You go through it and you're like, this isn't making me happy. You made a lot of money, so now you can do something that maybe does make you happy, which might be a different job. Or you can be like, wow, the money's really good. I don't love my job, but I like it. It's okay, and it makes me money, which makes me like it more.
She was like, you have a year to figure it out.
Hey, not bad.
Yeah.
How long is she going to be paying for massage school?
Oh, no, I paid for it.
Good.
Well, who cares? That doesn't really matter.
It's
But
paid for
okay.
itself with the internship.
Okay,
It's like
well-
$12,000.
I mean, you should work while you go to school. I did, but like, if your parents pay for it, like, that's not really a negative on you.
$12 and then 300 hours of internship, and it's all paid for.
Okay, wait.
It's like
Let's back up.
yeah,
The internship at the end of it pays for the entire thing?
it does.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So why does everyone not do that? Because I actually know someone kind of in my personal life who went through massage school, and it certainly wasn't
probably
paid for them.
I mean,
What is this? What is this? What's up with this guy? How old is Caleb Hammer? Like 14? Well, it just sounds like he doesn't believe the guy that it's going to be paid for. Depending on the area that you live in, they might pay for your programs because they might need the job. If you look at a lot of like the jobs for like a lot of technology jobs, schools paid for you if you get through it, or some electrician jobs because they might need electricians and people who are doing computer work in a field. So a lot of times, like the particular company that needs the people to hire, they will pay for stuff for you as long as you get through it, and maybe you sit there for a period of time. I don't understand. Like, why is he being so weirdly judgmental about this?
I mean, I don't think it was offered maybe through that, because it's a massage school and like they just have they have clients that come in and then the students do it. So that's why it's cheaper for them to like do that.
The internship is guaranteed?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I put the work hours in.
And do you have to do the internship to graduate?
Yeah. It's all.
I'm
I
gonna
think
be a dog that uses
there's
cats.
levels to it. I'm doing the most. I'm doing like the advanced mastery, and then there's like a master, and then whatever. And I forget the hours with that. They're a lot less hours.
Okay, so how long is this?
Until August,
You starting now? When do you start?
January 30th.
Okay.
So from like January to March, I'll be in the school. I'm learning everything, and then
It just feels like he's looking for an opening to attack this guy. Like, what's happening here?
I assume you won't be working during that time?
I am.
Did you
I went
get a
back to
job?
my old job. I went back to Washtub, and so I'm making $8 an hour now.
The one you absolutely
Good
hated?
for you.
Yeah, but I hate the heat and the manager, and
Yeah.
so the winter is really chill because that's when the money's the highest because everyone's feeling very generous. The holidays and stuff. It's cold outside, so it's not hot. I can just around with my friends, and like I already know all the people. Like it's fun because it's a bunch of like other young guys that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. So he's going to some massage school and he's working. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, I hate my job. One of the things you have to learn as a young person is that like sometimes the reason you don't like your job isn't justifiable. There's times where you may not like your job and it might come down to you being young and inexperienced and not understanding the other people that you work with. That's how I was when I first started working too. But being like, oh, you hate that job, don't work there. That's childish. There are reasons to, like, by the time I left, I hated my job because they were adding my stuff to my workload, even though my union was supposed to protect me, and they were removing my benefits. I have a real reason to. They were disrespecting me. But towards the beginning, there was like, I didn't like this guy because I didn't know them. I wasn't used to working with somebody that was like that. So, like, okay, sometimes you just have to deal with it.
Yeah, but this is Central Texas. That winter is going to be done in like 2 seconds, and then it's going to be very hot. Are you going to be doing that even though you're miserable
cares?
throughout this entire situation?
This guy's so weirdly judgmental. Oh, maybe suck it up until you finish. What do you want me to tell you? Sometimes that's the way that you should work. What?
No, I planned by like March to like find something else at least.
Okay. You are going to work during it.
Yeah.
So improvements have been made.
Yeah,
This is good. Good.
Why is this guy giving advice? What does he do that makes him feel like he knows anything about anything? What?
I'm fine, dude.
We'll see about that. But,
Yeah.
this is I love it. This is okay.
And we're
out
still
of
doing
all,
DoorDash, and we're still selling clothes. We're making money.
it's too early to call it a success story. But out of anyone that has come back on, you are the
So this guy is like 27. He was born in 95. Bro, why is this guy like, what? And he's owner of a media corporation. Hammer Media. Sorry. Hammer Media. Excuse me. So is this the guy that like sells you the secret to success? but has never necessarily been successful. Like that, he gets successful by selling you the secret to success, even though his secret to success is getting other people to think he knows the secret to success. Is that this guy?
Closest to turning things around, so I'm very happy to hear that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so that is good.
Okay.
So that's good. Mostly because it's not like you turned your financial life around, but you've turned some of the your life around.
Core, yeah.
Hiding, dropping out from your mom like terrible, and kind of taking advantage of her in that way, and using her credit card for a lot of stuff, and not having a job, and not knowing what you're gonna do in life, and all that stuff.
Be nice to your mom.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of that, but there's also a lot of other stuff that goes into it. Like I can't tell you how many books and notes I have of just like what I want to do.
Okay.
It's just building that plan. You know, with every business, you have to have that first idea, and then slowly build. And I'm still young. I didn't go to school for this stuff, so I'm
happy that he's not putting everything into streaming, because that's often you need a backup plan. You know, when I first started streaming, I was still working as like a manager at my the bus company I worked for. So cool for that.
And the internet, I'm using YouTube to like learn what it's all about.
How much money's in your checking account right now?
Checking.
How old are you?
Anything here?
Oh, I got more money back.
He's 19.
Yeah,
How old is this Kimmy girl?
My gym, I haven't been in months. My jiu-jitsu, and they charged me like $380 out of nowhere. And so,
Did you call them?
Yeah, I called them. They gave me a decent refund. They gave me like.
This is also improvement for 23. Where are you getting money from? Because you had less than this. So how'd you get money in here?
ATM deposit. That was cash from my job. Watched the payroll that just hit.
When'd you restart?
How old is she?
This job.
The beginning of December.
It's like a young person.
So that was just recent. That was pretty much right after our conversation.
Because I didn't know that job. You literally like I was non-rehireable because like the way I quit. I just like, hey, like not for me anymore. And then I was like, hey, give me the job back. And they're like, okay.
Do you have a credit card?
Yeah, that's a credit card.
That's a credit card. What's
How old is this streamer? She looks very young, and very clearly a thirst trap. How old? Because I feel like, what do these people know about actual work? Okay.
Balance on it.
I need to pay it. That's the one thing. Yeah.
What's your balance on it?
$1,000.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I got with it.
No.
Wait, didn't you say you just got them?
Why? Oh, relax. Holy fuck. You should try not to owe a lot of money on your credit card. It happens sometimes, especially when you have like a lot of shit going on in your life that you owe money for. Why? Oh my god. What if this guy's ever talked to somebody who like, who doesn't have like a fucking robust financial structure from their parents?
Credit card, yeah.
How did you get it so quickly, so high?
How did you do that? I've never... Like, what are you, 21 years old and you're already popular on Twitch? Like, wow. Like, what's your life struggle? What the fuck?
I spend a lot of money, man.
That's a lot.
Okay, well, you haven't improved this part.
Let's go through it. I spend a lot of money, man.
That's a lot.
Okay, well, you haven't improved this
part.
Let's go
through
it.
Well, yeah, I mean, so yeah, there's some gas. Okay, that's cool. But what Magic Moon gemstones? You don't need to be spending $40 and going to Raising Cane's, half price books. Let's get books, but let's wait until we're in a financial place.
I need to learn.
Grocery store, I'm okay with, but why are we spending money on a credit card where we have a balance? IHOP, Apple subscriptions, Groupon, and we're going to more restaurants like Subway, Chick-fil-A, and Whataburger. What is all this? And then
yeah, so the way that you would actually approach somebody talking about this isn't to be like an annoying public, like Jesus Christ, I can't speak today. Spectacle. So if you have somebody who's young, spending a lot of money irresponsibly, instead of going, why are you doing this? When it's very clear that you've never been in a situation where you've done anything like this because you grew up entitled. You're just like, hey man, like it's not a good idea to do this. You should minimize your time going out to fast food restaurants. You try to cook for yourself a little bit more. It's like it's an unnecessary expense, you know, blah, 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 blah. There's different ways to operate with this, but holy fuck, just the attitude that they have about it, just it's so performative.
Vaping and Burger King, Starbucks. It's an unhealthy, expensive habit, by the way. And also, it was all the fast food in the Lego store.
You're going to a nightclub?
I was supposed to get that for free. I get into the club for free.
That was one of
Come on, brother. What do you dress up like a girl? How do you get into the club for free? What are you talking about?
the biggest things on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that night I was supposed to get in for free, and I didn't talk to the right people, and then I had to pay.
Jackson.
So if first of all, I don't believe you, but second of all, if that's true, then you need to so what the next thing needs to be like, you need to start standing up for yourself better. You need to start like, if you're supposed to get in for free, you should be like, hey, like listen, I know this person, not supposed to get in for free. In a similar way to where like he had when it came to the one individual that like the whatever, the jiu-jitsu gym or whatever, where they charge him like $380. Like it's good that he called and tried to get them to give him some money back, because some people will just be like so terrified of public interaction that they won't say anything to anybody about anything, and then that's like a really big problem. So you need to like stand. That's like a thing that a lot of young people need to learn, is like you need to learn to deal with confrontation, because not all the time, confrontation isn't always a bad thing. You know, there's people who are like, oh yeah, I bought this thing I don't need, but I don't want to return it because I feel bad for the business I bought it from. It's like, yeah, that's probably, you probably need to work on that. You know, you need to get through that like issue with like public interaction. Your mom probably, if your mom's calling the doctor for you and you're like, you know, above the age of like 18, you know, there's some things that you could probably work on, right? So that's where we're coming from with that. It's that kind of thing. Like a lot of young people, you need to learn to advocate for yourself. So that's would be the advice I would give. Of like, yeah, you should have advocated for yourself better, but you probably shouldn't be going to the club either way.
Healing arts for 150.
That's why I figured I wanted to do massage therapy through. She really healed me. She really like.
Oh boy.
A little impulsive, but okay.
That month is literally me like.
No,
okay.
what you just said concerned the out of me.
What?
To be completely honest.
What did I say?
You did this massage thing and you're like, yeah, this is what I want to do because I feel healed. You are in and out of things constantly.
It's called being impulsive. So the question next to you, like you would ask, excuse me, slurring a lot, is like, well, you know, this seems very impulsive. Do they have a history of impulsion? It's like, you know, are you going to stick with this or are you going to hop out of it? Like these are the questions, but you don't usually like harass somebody about it. Usually you want to ask in a little bit of a better way, but
you change your entire life's journey every quarter. That terrifies me. We're going to be putting your
Sure.
own money through this and hoping to pay it off because of the money you get at the internship afterwards. Mm-hmm. But what if you just decide in a couple months, no, just like you have for everything in the past, no, this is not what I want to do. Not that I'm rooting. Of course I'm not rooting for that. I want you to do well because it's much better when this is a success story. But historically speaking, you kind of just in and out of things.
Which is expensive to be in and out of things.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
True, that is true.
I know. It's just that's why I say like I have so many ideas. I have all these things that just changes so much.
Well, stop.
Yeah.
Commit.
I'm bored
That's
of
good
that.
advice. Well, he's not bored of it. He's never done it. This is good advice. You have to commit to stuff.
I can.
You know what's
commit.
not
It's more-
boring? Having like actual
Safety.
money and living a life of somewhat security.
What are you going to do
True.
if you
True.
go to this school and you decide you don't like it? Do you have to continue to pay all of it? Or how does that
Yeah,
work?
you do.
How is
You
the
do.
payment structure?
And so what would you do then?
I don't. That's the thing. I really don't think that's what it.
So you're going to allow yourself to not have that option to change your mind again?
I think so because that's just like for me, it's like that's what people in college do.
Yeah, and it's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid. That's that's what I preach on here. Like it's stupid. College is stupid. Like
No.
Well, college isn't stupid.
No, I'm talking that action.
yeah,
Don't
because
go to-
they don't figure out what they want to do in life. They don't know what they want to do, and so it's like
The problem is, so we've raised people, and I was there too, to like do whatever they want to do in life, which is not how you're supposed to operate. When you have, honestly, I think that like it's unfortunate, but having too many choices is honestly worse than not having enough choices. I think when you have two choices to do something, usually like you make a much better, more. It's much easier to make a decision if you only have like two choices, rather than if you have like 50 choices. You know, psychologically, he should try to commit to the idea of doing this, because when people don't commit to the idea, if people feel like they have an out, a lot of times they may just not commit to it. Like there was a study done where everybody there was two groups. There was like group A and group B, and both groups got to pick between two pictures. The only difference is that group B got to change the picture after 2 weeks, and they found that group 1 that couldn't change their picture, they actually were more happy with their decision because they had to commit to the decision because there was no way out. And so this is one of those things. There's too many options for him. He has to go into it being like, I'm going to absolutely commit to this. Like, absolutely. You have to do that for like a period of time. And if you want to change, you can do that. But you have to do it correctly, you know. But you don't want to just go to a school and potentially burn through like you're fucking like putting more debt onto yourself if you're not going to pass through the school. I mean, you should try to make these decisions a little bit more carefully.
this is actually like.
But that's
perfect
literally
for me.
where you are.
Is
Is that what it's called? Analysis paralysis? No, that just rhymes.
isn't that what
What?
you were saying?
Yeah, a
Yes.
little bit. But this is like actually what I want to do.
How do you know? You got one massage on the.
That's true. How did you know you?
Well, I'm very spiritual too, and
16.
I'm gonna incorporate.
This was less than a month ago.
See, I told you. He's a woman. He's very spiritual, and he's supposed to get into the club for free. I'm just joking around a little bit.
And we've decided our entire life plan based on a massage.
It clicked.
Yeah, but just as easy as it clicked that easy, it can unclick.
True. He's not
Just
wrong
based
about
on your
that.
historical trend. I don't want to poop on your dreams.
don't know me.
I know it sounds like that right now, but
Yeah.
we have to go off base historical trends.
I appreciate. I mean, yeah.
I just don't like what clicked for you is like everything with money. That's taking a lot of money.
I know. I don't believe in money.
Well, that's not how
He's a woman. He's a girl. He's a girl.
the world works. I don't believe in
I
money.
can see that.
Yeah, you can see
like,
that.
because you 150 for this.
I don't know. I really think of more.
It's real.
things.
This
It's-
$1,000 that you just put on a credit card's real. That money you have to pay.
True.
Pay.
I feel like this advice would just be better if it wasn't coming from other children. Like, I know this Caleb Hamburg guy's like 27, but like I just feel like we have like a very young 20-year-old girl who got very lucky on Twitch because she's thirst traps on there. I'm not trying to be rude, but it's the truth. You know, if she was like a girl gamer that played games really well or something, I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. But she's an attractive young girl that got popular on Twitch. Like, oh, at a young age, and like this other guy seems like he's always had a fucking silver spoon in his mouth. Maybe I'm wrong about that. It doesn't seem to like it just seems like the advice would be better coming from somebody with like real life experiences that actually dealt with problems like this, not people who are social media success and got lucky, or obsessed and got lucky being successful there.
Do you not believe in money when you can't afford a place over your head in a year when you're kicked out and then all of a sudden you're sleeping under a bridge? Does money not exist then? Is that fake?
No, it's more I believe like everything's gonna be all right. You just have to like trust.
Yeah, that's probably because he grew up like entitled. Maybe with like a single mom or something. But like that works pretty hard and loves her kid and never stops and gives him like everything and coddles him. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's the problem. We always talk about how men are becoming more feminine. It's because we don't have fucking fathers in the home. Too much coddling. Women are incredible at building people up. But when you don't have that balance of men, and generally men, masculine, feminine, but whatever, when you don't have that balance of like men, fathers breaking somebody down in a positive way, and like the way that you break down muscles, you're gonna get like a very entitled children, like this guy. So
trust what?
Well, you're
something
right.
else other than you. You don't have that power. You can't control it. So
Actually, personal responsibility does exist, and you do have the power to make your life better if you actually put in the effort.
that's true.
Okay.
Especially
well,
for him, because he's like
so-
an intelligent young kid. He's like, he speaks well, he speaks fluently, he has a lot of options available to him. He's not like somebody who didn't have like opportunity to getting like a decent education or something.
I saw before that you said that you wanted to be a Twitch streamer last time. Are you still pursuing?
Let's be honest, she's not on here because she's the most qualified to offer advice. She's trying to grow her channel and they're cross promoting. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, true.
That,
Yeah,
or was
I'm
that
still-
like a fleeting thought?
No, it's
Sorry, I mean,
Streamer. So I saw before that you said that you wanted to be a Twitch streamer.
whoa, a 19-year-old what wants to be a Twitch streamer? No kidding. That's like the same thing as a fucking 15-year-old that wants to be a TikToker. These are these are things that people perceive as instant success pathways because they see people that are very successful and then go like, oh, I want to do that, but they don't know how to put like the energy or the effort into it in the proper way. You're not going to be a streamer if you don't enjoy streaming. I don't know what you want me to tell you. It seems like there are people who want to be. I didn't want to be a streamer. It's cool that I am. I enjoy it, but I wanted to just be successful. I was going to school for computer science at like 29 years old because I was getting sick of my job fucking me over. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to better myself, get a better education. Then I luckily just blew up on TikTok during 2020, and I've been able to take that and kind of like create like a decent, like a long-term success pathway. And even now I have a potential, like a backup. If this goes to south, I could go back to the bus company and I could become like a school bus driver making like 30 something an hour. I'm fine. Like I don't like that's why I'm fine with taking the risk of not having like long-term investments, because the thing is, or like, excuse me, like a long-term like 401ks or anything. I'm investing my own money into stuff, but like not an official one or like a pension, because like I don't really care, and I'm probably gonna be working until I'm dead anyway because I want to. I don't think I could ever not work, so I'm really not worried about having to like, oh, we gotta work for the rest of my life. Who cares? I'm prepared for that, but you have to have like a backup. But like, if this kid doesn't seem like he actually wants to do it, he just wants to be successful, and he thinks that being successful means Twitch streamer, but it oftentimes does not. The people have like the wrong focuses on their pathways of success. Get like a decent like long-term job. Go do a trade. That's what you want to do. Okay, you're gonna be working for a long time. Get used to it, and then actually you should like it because it will make you feel fulfilled.
Last time. Are you still pursuing that,
Yeah,
or was
I'm
that
still-
like a fleeting thought?
You probably
No,
shouldn't be
it's
pursuing
more
that,
so like,
especially feeling in one
what
viewer.
am I going to stream? Is it going to be good content? I'm making sure like it's not going to just be dead air where I'm
So
just
have you
sitting
streamed
there.
before?
Yeah, I stream like almost every day.
Okay, you
What do you stream?
stream. Could you pull it up? Okay,
Yeah. My VODs from last year got deleted, but
that's okay.
I have
That's always happens. They delete vlogs after like 6 weeks.
what I'm doing this month. I have what I'm doing. And then let me see. Here, you can go through it.
Cool. So this is right now.
My OBS is open, but it's just full cam.
That's fine.
Okay.
Is it okay if I go in the creator
Yeah,
dashboard?
go for it. You're the expert. I don't.
Some of the behind the scenes
That's
stuff we're not going to put on the screen because this is personal information, but we'll put his like Twitch and stuff on screen right now.
I will show you like platforms too that you can see that, like Twitch tracker. Also, I think I added
Yeah,
an
Twitch
extra
tracker.
0.
11 views. What is he doing? He's streaming for like an hour a day for the most part. Maybe a half hour here. This is 2 different streams in the same day. I'm assuming that they got accidentally cut up. What is he doing to promote himself? That's the next question that they need to ask. But I want to look this up. ESZEKECIE. What is this?
I'll be right back. Hold on. Hold on. Because I don't have much.
Like, what do you think? Like, I could use that would be better? Because
I mean, forever. You'll see like all the dots on there. Like,
yeah, no, I was looking.
What is his
you
content? Art?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing for editing right now.
financial advice. You know, what a savage.
Okay. What is his
Well, I mean,
content?
At that point, bro, it's
What is
Oh,
the?
we're live.
It's just him doing budgets, and then he plays a game. Okay. Playing Days.
Hours later, a text message from him, and you're like, "Well, you guys are friends."
This is a 2-hour stream that's gone from doing his editing for the first half hour, then playing Rust for maybe 10 minutes, and then watching video. I mean, I just feel like there's no watching part of a video and then just watching his stream. It's a fucking mess. Okay, let's
Okay, cool. So the last month
see what advice I give him.
you have streamed for. Can you hear me?
You just want to talk directly into
Oh,
this.
my
You're
bad.
very picky.
Last month I probably wasn't streaming as much, but November.
But you stream every day.
Yeah, I do. It's yes and no. It's like I stream on Xbox and then I'll stream. I'm very wishy-washy.
No kidding.
Which is why I'm terrified about that school thing.
No, I think if there's a reason for me to quit is I learned what I needed to learn, and then I'm done.
Well,
That's not how the world works. You need to get certified in things. So you would have to finish it. Okay.
I
You
think
get
that
hired with a certificate.
Now I can understand why Caleb is very angry with this guy, because he's an idiot. This kid's a dumb fucking child.
We'll get
but
back to
hey,
that.
it's
most
way
kids are.
better. It's been going to like massage
yeah.
school,
Yeah,
like
but
going to school.
But did you hear what he just said?
Plan
I learned what I needed to
What'd
learn.
she say?
And then I'm done.
Well, I
You
think
get
that
hired with a certificate. We'll get back
Yeah.
to
plan
that.
is way better. It's been going
I
to
don't know what she's
like
saying.
massage
yeah.
school,
Yeah,
like
but he
going
said-
to school.
But did you hear what he just said? If
No,
he
I
thinks
didn't.
he has learned what he needs to learn, that's when he'll quit.
But like if I have an
You'll get hired
opportunity-
because of the certification.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to have a real job. I'm trying to stream.
This kid's gonna be a failure. Okay.
I'm trying to learn skills on stream and then teach other people those
Dude, you
skills.
gave me so much.
You're not, even if you got a certification to be like a massage person, you will have a zero life experience to be able to educate people on it at all. All right, like I can go to school right now and learn to become a teacher. It doesn't mean that I should be teaching other people to be teachers, because the reality is that school, to be able to get the credentials to do something is maybe not even half the education that you need for something. It's just not. Like, you need to learn, like, let's say, like they're not really going to teach you how to interact with the children, deal with like particularly difficult issues and shit like that, or you know, how to keep your shit on course. These are things you have to learn to experience. So this kid wants to be a guru. He wants to be like a scam artist. He wants to be the guy that can like sell self-help, even though he has no actual qualifications for that.
Much hope there at the beginning.
What?
Please
I don't
take
want
it
a real
away.
job. I
Please
just
don't
want
take
skills.
it away. Skills. You turn skills into money through jobs.
Okay, will you type in
Yeah,
your
I can do
Twitch
my own
link here?
business with that. Yeah, okay.
And then we can look up on there.
Oh no. What is this?
Are you scared?
I don't know. Because you're the okay.
So let's see what
Our
this
stream.
says.
What is this?
So
What do you?
this
let me
will
break it
tell
down.
us here.
I will say though, I'm gonna be honest with you, Caleb is starting to win me over here. Okay, only because he's clearly interacted. I'm just gonna die as well. He clearly interacted with this kid already, and that's why he's being such a dick to him. Because the kid's an idiot.
Yeah. So
kill me
total,
already, bro.
you've streamed. Sorry. Okay, last live 2 months ago. You haven't streamed in 2 months.
Yeah, I have. I streamed literally today.
When did you make this account?
Earlier this year, maybe.
The amount of time he's streaming is so irrelevant. You could be successful streaming an hour or two a day. He just has no, like, if you came on every day and you decided, you know what? Here's what you could do. Let's say, like, I'm gonna stick to like my field, which is like usually like reactions on videos, right? That's all I do. So I might as well stick to that because I can be a little bit more specific. If you decide, you know what I want to do? I want to come on every day and I want to stream one video. I'm gonna watch one video a day. I'm gonna stream that, and then after that, the next day, I'm gonna cut the stream up, and I'm gonna make that video into content. That's not a bad idea. So let's say you come on and you decide to watch this video of Caleb Hammer talking to this 19-year-old idiot. Sorry, young man. You'd go on the stream, do your introductory 10-minute little thing, talk to people a little bit, then get into the video. Try to stay on topic, but make sure that when you can pause and you could actually give a reasonable video reaction. It's going to be interesting and actually add to the video, which might be difficult, especially if you're a young person. that doesn't have any other like accolades. There's a lot of young people that like are really big YouTubers, and it makes sense people want to hear their perspective. But I wasn't that. The only reason people like to listen to me is because I'm an old boomer that has like something to add, and I'm usually a little less terminally online, right? Make sure you're adding something to the video. Finish that. Maybe do a little outro. Maybe even talk to a couple fans afterwards. Hey, I came on the first 10 minutes. I just kind of like talked to people in the chat. Then I watched a video that took us an hour and a half. And then maybe I ended it out with another 10 minutes to a half an hour of like having some of my my viewers pop into a Discord, and I chatted with them what they thought about the video. Boom. You stream that. Personally, I would recommend YouTube for streaming, because YouTube, people might see you in the For You page. Not really going to happen on Twitch. I feel like Twitch is dying. That's just my opinion. Okay. After that, you get off. You go and you do your editing, right? So you streamed for maybe 2.5 hours. Now you're going to edit your video. It's up to you how much you edit it. I don't have to do too much editing, but you want to do a little bit in the beginning, maybe cut out some of the lag in there. If you feel like you have to do research on the topic in the middle of a video, which sometimes I have to do, I'll cut a lot of the actual looking at articles. I'll link them in below for people to look at themselves, stuff like that. Maybe you want to add in your fans giving a little perspective on it too. That might be a fun little thing, exercise building thing. You post that up onto your YouTube. At the same time, you want to look for like one solid clip from that. So you can put that up on YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, boom. That's what you might want to do. So this is the advice that they need to be giving, is that you need to be spending time not just streaming, but streaming in a way that's concise, because he's all over the fucking place. And then also to make sure that you're advertising yourself just as much. Like I said before, consistently stream at the same time. Maybe you work, stream at like 10 o'clock at night, finish at 12. Boom. You know, maybe you do it 3 days a week. Maybe you do it 6 days a week. Maybe you do it 2 days a week. Maybe you stream once a week with like 5 video topics, and then throughout the rest of the week, you work on editing videos to release. You understand what I'm saying? So that's kind of where you would go.
February 2022.
Yeah, look at that, 17 views.
It says...
That was after the financial video.
Okay. In the last 3 months,
Yes.
it says you've streamed for 5 hours.
That's not right.
Okay, then maybe this isn't tracking correctly.
Is it because it's too small?
It could be, because it says you've streamed 5 hours in the last 3 months. But that's not correct for you.
No, yeah.
Okay.
I streamed 5 hours yesterday.
Okay, let's
And
see.
everything I stream is literally just what I'm doing throughout the day. Either it's going to jiu-jitsu classes, I'm at home playing Xbox, so I just variety stream. Like when I'm with my friends, we're doing a podcast. Like it's everything. Okay. I don't really feel like I fit into one category as a streamer.
Okay, so like a variety streamer.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And I definitely want to do more like IRL, like where I'm.
Oh, see? Okay, so you have. So in November, you streamed for 100 hours. That's really good.
Is it?
Okay, so you really are
Why is that really good? If nobody's watching him, how is that really good? Like you have to put time into like advertising yourself.
putting time into this. December, you streamed for 75 hours. That Twitch tracker just wasn't tracking you correctly.
Okay.
So
I mean, I want to put more hours in. Just
that's a plenty of hours for like trying to build an audience. Are you posting clips anywhere? Are you anywhere else other than
Into
Twitch?
the mic, Stefan.
yeah, I have I can show you my link tree. I'm basically on everything. It's just more of like I don't put the time into like making those clips and YouTube videos and editing
You have to. That's literally what it boils down to.
and everything because like one, I feel like I don't have the time because I don't make the time. I'm just
Well, that's
Then you should be streaming less to make the time.
good. Like you don't want to put more time into Twitch until you can start like having an audience.
You're not going to get an audience until you advertise yourself on another platform. That's just the reality, which is not going to promote you. You have to do mostly TikTok is probably your best bet to get seen.
Because unfortunately with Twitch, they don't do a good job at promoting small streams. It's pretty top heavy. They'll push and promote streams that are already getting viewers. And it's just not a platform that's easy for like finding a new audience starting out.
You know what the
Not at
CEO
all.
of Twitch said?
What
I
is
don't
it?
remember the exact quote, but it was something like the best way to get discovered on Twitch is getting discovered on another platform
It
and
is.
bringing your audience
Absolutely.
over. Which is a terrible business choice by them, but apparently that's what they do.
That is true.
It's
He's not
really
wrong.
hard
Speaking
to
facts
just
right now.
grow from a small
Organically.
organically. It's almost impossible. I would say to start on TikTok. I think TikTok is the best because it will push
All
in-
right. Yeah, they know exactly.
everyone's
yeah,
feed.
True.
but if you putting more hours into Twitch, I don't think would be beneficial for your time either. For your time,
Yeah, he should cap himself at like 2 hours a day frankly.
and for growth. I don't think that you'll see it. I think that that's awesome that you are putting like as much time in it that you are, and your concerns with streaming is really good about how you just want to have good content and you want to provide something. That's awesome. Like you have like
They should have watched it because his content is all over the place. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. I understand that variety streamers exist, but he's not a variety streamer. He just doesn't know what the fuck he wants to do. He streamed a video game for 10 minutes before getting off the game. That's not a variety streamer. That's somebody that just doesn't know what they want to do with streaming. He doesn't actually want to be a streamer. Like he just streams. There's a difference. Like I don't know what to tell you. You have to put more like this for the stuff he's doing. He might as well not even have a Twitch right now and just make a TikTok and just like stream on TikTok exclusively. Because like he might as well, like if you're doing IRL stream, might as well do it there.
good ideas with it. I know that. What do you think about that?
That's where the majority of my first 10,000 YouTube subscribers came from, was TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, YouTube Reels, like those shorts that will push it into the algorithm.
True.
Twitch doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All those Twitch is very generous of giving anyone the chance.
I think Twitch.
I think he just meant this. Then when you said generous, I think he meant to just say like they're not.
Sorry,
start-
TikTok.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
absolutely.
Yeah, 2 T's. So
I don't think that Twitch starts recommending streams, at least in my experience from what I've seen from scrolling Twitch. I usually start seeing people getting recommended at about like maybe 30 viewers. And then also if you are in a community where those viewers watch other streams, then it could be less. But let's say I'm watching Caleb's stream. On the sidebar, it'll say Caleb viewers also watch, and we'll recommend some people. So I
Sure,
think the best
yeah.
way to grow would be to grow on another platform and to get into different streaming
This is
communities
true.
as well.
This is
it's the
true.
highest concurrent
This
amount of
is true.
streamers you've had, or views.
Right after we did the second video, I got like 15 views.
Okay.
Yeah. So like really just going live, nothing happens.
Okay.
Maybe very rarely, like once a week, I'll get some person in there that will stay in there and talk to me. But like it really doesn't happen. Like you really just don't get views by pressing live.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I also don't think that his stream is particularly engaging. Like, I understand, like, it's tough to grow and all that, but, like, his stream isn't, like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but, like, he's not doing anything consistently for people to want to stick around. Another good piece of advice would be to stream on TikTok as well as streaming on Twitch or YouTube. You can now do that on Twitch. Twitch lets you stream on smaller platforms like TikTok concurrently. They don't let you stream on YouTube or they'll remove your partnership, but you can still stream on like TikTok. I don't, because I talk about raunchy content like cursed, and I know that they'll ban me because they've hit me with shit like that before, so it's not really worth it to me. But again, if you're trying to grow, it's not a bad idea to try to put in the effort to do that.
Okay. And I watched some of his streams, and we can take a moment and you can click around and watch if you want. There was lots of dead air in some of them.
Yeah.
There was like you're just driving
There we
around
go.
and nothing happened. It
You're
was just you
driving on stream?
Mm-hmm. Is that
No,
not allowed?
that's not allowed. No, you have to
What a fucking idiot.
you have to
That's
read the TOS. You're gonna get banned.
I hate TOS. I hate rules. That's the thing. I'm a rule breaker. Like
That's not
But that's
how
not
the
gonna,
world works.
You can't.
I think this kid should just light himself on fire, honestly, like at this point. Metaphorically, of course. I don't like rules. Just go away. Just go do nothing. Go be a fisherman. I don't know. Well, that's a really hard job, actually. This kid's annoying as fuck. I wouldn't have even caught him back on a second time. He's obnoxiously fucking annoying.
do that because on Twitch, if you get banned, then there's your job. You have to.
Well, I don't really care because I don't want to be a Twitch streamer anyway. Period. I don't know.
Well, I definitely want to make YouTube videos like that, because what I do with Twitch is that I'll take whatever I'm doing in that VOD, and then it's gonna be a YouTube video as well.
What's his YouTube?
Like I make content around
You
making
just
YouTube.
like went all the.
That's what I do as well. Like my streaming is really mostly around making videos for YouTube. Like I've never really been a streamer necessarily. I've always done like YouTube, and I would stream for like the case of doing YouTube. You know what I mean? It works out fine. Like whatever.
Way past like, oh, I don't like rules.
Yeah.
Didn't I drive on stream? No, never. I would never drive while I'm on stream. Yeah, actually, I do drive while I'm on stream. I do. I have done that before, but it's different because I don't look at the chat. My wife does. But also, can you not do that on YouTube? Can you driving while streaming YouTube? What's the tree to it? Can you drive? Technically, you can stream while you're driving if the phone is mounted in a cradle and you don't touch it while you're driving. Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm fine. That's what it just said. That's what I do. Can you stream while driving on Twitch? Let's see. Yeah, though they did the same thing. Streaming while driving is legal, but this streamer was reading his chat while driving and streaming. That's the problem. You can't. So I think that you can drive while you stream on Twitch. Content that requires operating video capture equipment and a moving vehicle simultaneously. Oh, maybe they actually are pretty against it. But it seems like as long as, for at least YouTube, as long as you're, I as long as you're not reading the chat, which I don't. My wife reads the chat. Like when we go, if we very rarely will do it while we go on vacation, and if we're like a part of the drive, we'll talk to people, or we like stop in like a Sonic and eat sometimes too, and we'll stream. But
Fine, I'll just do something else.
But I have the thing set up in like a nice spot.
Like if you take the time to build something up and then it just gets swept away from driving on stream, you think that that's like, oh, it's just whatever.
Well, I believe that I'll be able to build the skills, and then I'm okay. Another platform doesn't matter.
No, probably not.
But I know
you haven't even started with this one.
I know. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
true.
You're obsessed with that mindset.
it's very.
He has a mindset that everything will always work out. This kid's super entitled. He's like the life needs to kick him in the ass a little bit.
Very like what I want to do. Like do what I
Just
want.
build skills and then you can just do what you want. But okay, bad news in the world, you need some kind of platform in order to do those things you want to do, and you have to follow the rules of that platform. Even in the most macro sense, you have to follow the rules of like
any
the
job.
United States just to like exist here and do things, and then you can narrow that down further and further depending on
I just paid my taxes like fucking $10,000. Crazy.
what platform you are, like
quarter.
Twitch or YouTube. You do have to
Nuts.
follow the rules. If you want to follow the rules into the massage life, you need to follow the rules of probably having a certificate to get hired, unless you want to go somewhere that's probably less pay.
No, that's the problem. Once you start out, it is definitely a low paying job. It's like 15 an hour.
That's not the problem. The problem
It's also not that bad, especially if it's something that you could build off. I don't know where he lives. 15's not that bad unless you live in like a high income area. Then might be a little rough because that might not be as much money comparatively. But
is that you don't want to keep it. You don't want to do the work and follow the rules.
Yeah.
Or follow
And that's
through with
why-
school.
That's going to happen in any career that you're finding. Because at first I was thinking, oh, you just haven't found the right thing. No, even if you were saying that your dream job was Twitch, even then you couldn't like follow the rules that they give you. Any job,
True.
you're going to
She's
have
not
rules.
wrong. She's
even
not
if
wrong.
you're your own
I'm
business
starting to feel bad that I shit on them so hard in the beginning because they're kind of speaking facts here.
person or your own business, you have rules for yourself.
Even if your entire business is you having an audience,
Yeah, they really should teach financial literacy in schools.
even if it's on your own platform where you make all the rules, the rules are still dependent on what the audience likes.
Yeah.
Those
Obviously, those people are stuck in the matrix.
that
what he's
is the
trying
rule.
to say.
Whether or not they like the content, you make it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I definitely am more like, I think more of a innovator where you need to change, you need to break rules.
He's an innovator, guys. I'm more of an innovator. I like how he calls himself an innovator. He's not. He hasn't just demonstrated that he's an innovator, but he's calling himself an innovator, guys.
Create change. Like it's a lot of rules in the world that like, why are you following them? Like why it doesn't make any sense. So why are you complying with?
Give me one rule that you think is silly that we follow. I would really like to know which ones you're specifically referring to. What rules are you talking about? I would love to know.
What other people are trying to force you into.
Like what?
That's why I
Give me the rule.
don't care.
Give me the rule.
I think you're romanticizing.
Exactly.
And
100%.
little bit.
I think
Sometimes
that
you just need to grow up.
there are some
True. Okay, I'm starting to like Caleb, actually. I'm actually starting to enjoy Caleb here, okay?
rules that there's meaning behind it. Okay, for example,
Yeah.
Twitch, you can't drive on stream and you think like, oh, I'm an innovator, let me break that rule. That's not really innovating, that's for safety.
It's just being stupid. There's no innovation there. You're not doing anything that's like profound. Other people were doing that and they said you can't anymore because it was a hazard.
If you get in a crash while driving on stream, that reflects poorly on the company, that reflects poorly on you. Imagine getting in a terrible accident because you were streaming and reading, thank you for
It might be better off for him. Maybe he'll actually get humbled. Life.
LOLing at
I
what I'm
don't.
saying, chat.
I don't pay attention. I just drive.
Okay, so if you're not paying attention to the chat while you're driving, then you're not a person that could do that. I'm not a person that could do that. That's why I only will do that if I'm with my wife. You like there are people who can like just drive and like talk or do whatever. You can't do that. You're just driving. Like what's the point? What are you doing? Like what's the point of you even driving? Are you saying anything? Like what wisdom could you possibly impart onto us?
I just have it set up. But
Okay,
that
that's
would be
fine.
good content.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It would though.
Well, there's also the
terrible.
part of it where I said, nothing happened. It was just you driving. What do you think about that? Because you weren't talking to the camera. There was nothing. It was just you driving.
That's just what I'm doing.
Yeah, but like from Kimmy's sake, what do you think about that in terms of like retaining an audience if there were people there?
I'm approaching it very differently from like I would like to go back into my life like 20 years from now, like, oh, drop a pen, this date, what am I doing? And then I like have the archive.
Okay, so that's for you.
It's for me. Okay. That's why I record everything, because like I can take, that's why like I said, like YouTube videos, I can take whatever good content's out of that VOD and then just put it on YouTube and make.
Well, I must have no videos then, because none of the content you make is very good. I'm not even trying to be rude. The problem is that like there are people like, listen, first of all, my content's not amazing, but I feel like I understand the quality of my content. Like I understand like how good it may or may not be. This guy thinks that his content is incredible. He thinks that it's good. It's not. He doesn't know what he's doing. He just thinks everything's going to work out for him.
Make an edit, right?
Didn't you say your last streams are deleted now?
Yeah.
So.
Why are they deleted?
Well,
the
they
last months I just
expire.
didn't keep up with it. I wasn't happy with what exactly. I didn't have too much purpose when I was going live.
Okay.
I think.
A month ago.
But didn't you just say that you do it to like be able to look back on it and you just
Yeah.
go about your day?
Yeah.
I don't think you have like a goal or a real
He
true
doesn't.
idea of what you want.
I'm
doesn't.
still looking for a purpose for sure. Like
Yeah.
one big
I thought you found your purpose in massaging old women.
thing that I'm working towards. That's what I need.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have so many like little bubbles. Like, oh, these are goals. These are goals. These are goals. I'm trying to tie it all into one.
I think you're a very passionate person.
No, don't tell him that. He's not. He's not a passionate person at all. I understand it's like the compliment sandwich. You give somebody a compliment, then you say something criticism. He's not a passionate person at all. He's a very entitled person that's impulsive and doesn't know what he wants to do and doesn't have any anxiety associated with it because he's never had to work for him, like actually had to do anything with any risk of failure because his mommy will pick up for him. That's not the same thing as being passionate. He's a kid that doesn't have any, there's no consequences for his actions. This kid just needs to kind of hit rock bottom a little bit. His mommy needs to stop fucking paying for all his shit, and bada bing, bada boom, we're all done.
And that's awesome. You just need to hone in and figure out what it is to put your energy towards.
Have you ever seen a mental health expert, like a therapist?
No.
That would be really good in this context because I dealt with, I think, something kind of similar where I couldn't necessarily tell where I wanted to focus my goals in terms of work or music at one point.
Yeah.
And they really help you kind of just think through.
Well, you probably focus on the work, and then if you want to be a musician, it's like a hobby, so you have to give more attention to your work, though.
Pretty much anything. You don't need to have a mental health crisis or have anything wrong with you to see a therapist, but they can help you perceive the world and deal with any thing that
not
you
bad
have questions
advice,
about
sure.
in that moment that you're having a hard time processing necessarily. That could be something worth considering, especially since you're on your mom's healthcare, I assume, and it's probably halfway decent. Sitting down with someone and kind of processing that. Maybe you can find a goal that you're able to lock on. Because once you find a goal, then we can lay out a plan step by step of what to do to hit the goal. But if you don't know the goal, you're going aimless.
Just the fact that this kid is on this little podcast with Caleb trying to help him, that just shows you, like, for whatever reason, life actually does catch this kid more than it should. Because he's not like he's a nobody on this like podcast, and I know they're making content out of him, but like this is at the very least, even if you think Caleb's advice is bad, which so far it's actually not that bad, you know what I mean? I was going a little hard in the beginning, but it's not really bad at all. He still gets the exposure, and he's doing nothing with it. You understand what I'm saying? So he's just fucking like frolicking through life, and life's actually taking care of him. But one day that's going to stop, and you're going to hit the fucking wall.
I have so many goals. That's the thing.
He's a typical underachieving young man who's never had to struggle for anything, and that's letting his life pass him by because he thinks that everything's always going to work out. You're going to hit an age where it's not going to happen. You're going to get an age where you're going to have to make more and more choices that have impacts on your life as you get older, and then you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I fucked everything up.
And I did this last week. I downloaded a therapy app. I just haven't signed up. I haven't paid for it. Obviously, I have all these other things.
He apparently has already done everything that they are giving advice for him to do. Yeah, I've done all that. That's what I'm doing. My advice, he should never go to a therapist, even though it's a good general advice from Caleb, because this kid doesn't believe in it. This kid is the person who goes to the therapist, and when they ask him a question, he gives them the answer that he feels the therapist wants to hear. That's why therapy would never be effective for this kid ever in his entire life. He has no idea what he's talking about. There's so many people like that.
I don't know if my mom will pay for it either.
Well, for the sake of money, honestly, probably see a local therapist in person because healthcare. Usually the apps and stuff like BetterHelp.
Yeah.
It's out of pocket. It's out of pocket. That's expensive.
Okay.
Is it more expensive? I would imagine it was like be less expensive, but okay.
Unless you sponsor me.
I know, right? That's kind of my goal. But
what? Your goal is to sponsor Caleb? What?
I definitely am.
Oh, BetterHelp to sponsor. Okay.
Looking for a
Isn't there like an issue with BetterHelp? I don't even know.
Life coach, a mentor, someone who will guide me through what I need to be led through, someone who has more knowledge on this stuff because I'm young. I don't know a lot of stuff yet.
Hey, what do you think I've been trying to do for 3 episodes when it comes to your money aspect, and now she's trying to help with this?
I don't believe money's a real thing. That's the
thing.
But
that isn't the world.
I hate this kid so much. People need to stop helping this kid. He needs to just fail in life. He needs to get a kick in the ass so that he could like rebuild himself from fucking rock bottom. Oh my God. I don't believe in money. Jesus Christ, bro. I fucking hate people like that.
How do you just not live in the world?
It's not. It's this world.
Your world. You live in the world with everyone else. My world is the world that everyone else lives in.
I live in my world with me. I don't. if someone else is unhappy, they can be unhappy on their own. I
No,
want to
but
make
when
them.
it
I want to
comes-
help them, but like it's not.
I'm talking about when it comes to money, dude.
money is not. Money is non-existent.
You know,
That's-
the only reason you can say that is because you come from an extreme place of privilege where you get to live somewhere
True.
and the
No.
vast. Yes.
I mean, I'm
Based.
privileged. I get my basic needs fulfilled, but
Without having to do a single
You get more than your basic needs fulfilled. I guess this guy thinks that Chick-fil-A is a basic need. What are you talking about?
thing.
That's
you
privilege.
That is
Getting your
beyond
basic
privilege.
needs.
You would have such a different perception of money. Such a different perception of money if you did not have all that.
Yeah.
It's
True.
let's see if we can record a 4th episode in like 5 years from now, and when you're not
Yeah.
able to just live
No, 5 years from now, he'll be on like soft white underbelly prostituting himself out because his fucking mom kicked him out of the house and he doesn't know what to do.
for free, you're gonna have a completely different perception of money.
I don't believe in toilet paper. This is real. It's not real.
Mine was incredibly skewed as well when I was in like high school, and you're barely out of it. You are 19. We do got to remember that. You are 19.
Well, the thing is like we're saying all this because we care, because we do know that like this is real, and like you
Yeah.
had $1,000 in credit debt in a month.
I do. Yeah.
That was all from 1 month. I didn't realize that. Wow. Incredible.
Like this isn't normal things. Like this isn't necessities.
It,
Nothing
it really
else.
isn't. It's
There's a couple casts and a couple.
See, he doesn't agree with you. He thinks that it is. He thinks that it is a necessity. He thinks that it's okay for him to do. But you notice you instantly agree with them. He's an agreeable person, but he doesn't believe anything that he's saying. So this is what happens. I'm going to tell you right now. This kid is probably being criticized by his mommy of like for not doing the right thing. But so he knows how to calm her down by just agreeing with her, be like, yeah, mom, I understand. You're right. And then just going back and doing the same shitty behavior. I hate people like that. I used to be with somebody like that. It was so fucking miserable because you'd like be like, yo, we really need to like get together. We need our shit together. We don't have a whole lot of money. Oh, okay. I'll stop spending money. Next day they go out buying a bunch of fast food, not working, all this other stuff. I hate people like that. They're fucking so annoying. They're such annoying people.
I'm
HEBs,
looking
the
at
rest
yeah.
What's Rock Your Magic? That sounds fun, but it's like also this is hundreds of dollars of like going out, and it's just like it's really concerning.
I will say that the first month was definitely like a test. Like, okay, like
A test of how much.
Just a what?
No, how much? Like, what am I what am I wanting to be comfortable with? What do I want?
What does that mean? A test for what? What are you talking about? This kid has no concept of money and doesn't care about
Want
it.
to like actually be like, okay, like if this is what I want to go eat. I want to go eat. Okay, like that's it. It's just figuring.
You
it's-
shouldn't. To be
It's
very
figuring out where I
clear,
want to be, and I realize, okay, I need to make.
That's just called being entitled. Yeah, I want to eat here. So I'm going to test to see if I want to eat. What are you testing? What? How about you test like what foods that you can cook yourself at home?
At least $3,000 a month. That's it.
But to be very clear,
But that's
you should
still
not
on
have
your
a credit
mom's.
card.
Like
No.
That $3,000 a month is like paying for what? Because you don't pay for rent, right? You don't pay for a car.
I talked to her about paying for that. Yeah, we're gonna. Start
So what's the
He doesn't even pay rent. Okay, wow, what the fuck?
$3,000 going to be paying for?
everything, just my expenses, my savings. Like that's just bare minimum of
Is
what
that what
I.
you told him would be good?
No, just what I figured out on my own.
Let's move to the finance for a second.
Where does he live? If he lives in like he said Texas, maybe that would be enough for him. I don't really know. They said Texas, so it's like that's like $3,000 a month is like what 36 a year. Does he understand that he has to pay taxes and that he's not going to see all that money and he's going to have to adjust for that as well? Also, like you're already meeting that goal, making $18 an hour at your company or whatever business you're working for. So what does it really matter at this point? Like, why is he still? I don't know. It just feels like dumb and weird. This whole thing.
Okay.
I want this.
Okay, cool.
Do I want this? Yes.
This credit card thing.
Come on.
Yeah,
A lot of
First of all, I
items.
see 730 in a PayPal.
Yeah.
Is that money that you have?
not right now because it's cut off for some reason. But yes,
But that is your money.
yeah, it's my money.
You can't transfer it?
No, let me look. I'll show you right now.
Why wouldn't I let you transfer it?
Okay.
That's why I wanted to talk to you about. I was like,
Oh,
I wish I
I
could
could help
help
with
with that.
PayPal stuff.
Oh, hey, there we go.
What does he not like? Does he not have his like? He might have to link his shit to his PayPal.
set up
To the
a
rescue.
business or something, and then
Open up the
I
credit
think
card,
he
please.
smokes pot. Maybe.
it's on the wallet.
You don't have the app for that credit card?
It's the Apple credit card. I just
Oh,
opened any kind.
okay.
I didn't look into like all
Is an Apple credit card? Is that a thing? Is that actually a credit card?
whatever.
Yeah,
like,
loop me back in the finance. I forgot. This is
Yeah.
what I was trying to say. You should not have a credit card. It doesn't vibe with your lifestyle. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
People who don't believe
you.
in money shouldn't have a credit card.
That's true. Generally speaking, it's not a bad idea to have a credit card when you're a little bit young and you start working, so that you can develop your credit. So like I had a credit card when I was like 20, 18 or 20, I forget exactly when. And so like you don't want to put a whole lot of stuff on it. It's more like, so the general advice that was given to me is like you want to put like your general day-to-day expenses on it and then pay it off pretty quickly. It'll help generate credit. I was able to build like really good credit from that. At my credit's peak, it was like at 830. Then I had an issue with my ex not paying her student loans that I co-signed, so it dropped a bit. but that's life, right? Also keep in mind that your credit score can be really good, but they'll also keep into mind like actual credit expenses, what they call like good debt. So if you just have a really good credit score, but you've never bought a car or you don't like own a house or anything, they're not going to take it as seriously, only because it's not real credit. Like you've never actually been put under any actual like stressors. They still consider it as like, oh, that's really good, but it's, you know, if you own or rent a house or something, you know, they can take a look at those things. So keep that in mind.
Do you understand that, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't have any excuse. I don't know. I mean,
open up the credit card, please.
Yeah, I got you.
You should not have a credit card because you don't believe in money, and your first month and you went to $1,000 balance. That's only going to balloon and balloon and balloon. And the more BS credit cards you open up, because you can't open up good credit cards in the future because you want to continue spending money even though you're not bringing in money, you're just going to continue yourself. Yeah. And it's even worse. It's 1,200, well, 1,100 if we round down. So. See, payments are getting declined
because my gym charged me like $400 out of nowhere.
What gym do you go to?
Jiu-Jitsu Hana.
Huh? Oh, okay.
It's
I was saying.
Dude, this is
ridiculous.
Supposed to be 100. Your payments are getting declined. Dude.
I wonder why. Maybe he was backlogged on payments or something, or maybe it's like a traditional gym where they do a I forget what like an equipment fee every like once a year. I really have no idea. Something's going on there that he's not telling us.
I mean, one time because they
took money. 2 times it's been declined.
2 times.
The vape shop and USA Federal Savings. What are you trying to do?
That's when I tried to pay off $100 and then it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it says a lie.
I'm trying to find the interest rate and stuff like that.
Oh, I don't know where to put that. I don't know what that is.
Oh, at the beginning, I was like so proud.
Dude, me too.
Oh, you have everything. This is going so good.
You've improved some things with just at least being more open with your mom, but your financial situation, to be very clear, has gotten worse.
Where's this kid's dad? Okay.
It's gotten worse because you've gone into debt. You actually were not in debt.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't in debt. Now I'm in debt. Yeah.
That was the one thing going for you.
I have the money right there.
No, you have $700.
I have $400 in my account.
Okay, so it would bring it down to like 100 total.
And then I can just go work a day at the wash tub and then I literally can just go on any day I'm off and then work for like 8 hours.
Wait, how does his work? How does his job work? Like he just goes whenever he wants? I don't understand.
It's a 23% interest, dude.
Is it?
It's gonna just continue building. Pay this off immediately.
I was gonna pay it off.
When Kimmy helps you release that money from your PayPal after this,
yes.
Pay all this off because you don't have rent. Really, all you have to worry about is gas.
Yeah,
so
gas.
Pay it off. Cancel that stupid jujitsu thing until you can pay for it.
I haven't. That's the crazy part. I told them I haven't been in months. Okay. Why are you charging me money? And they just won't get me off.
Okay,
of it.
So it's probably because you signed a contract because you're impulsive and you just sign things because it's an impulse.
So you're gonna call them. You're gonna figure that out.
Okay.
Yeah. Because no, that sucks. You've gone reverse. You've gone bad in that. You figured out some personal life things. I'm glad that you're going back to. Okay, so on the money side of things again.
Yeah.
The school.
Yes. Which one?
The school you're going to.
Massage therapy.
Yeah, because you said you might drop out if you think you have enough experience in this.
No, you can't. If we talked about it, you don't have an option to drop out.
Well, it's also because you said the way I'm paying for it is because the internship at the end, which means you're really just getting paid the money in the back that you're then paying for. So it's not like you're getting it for free. You're just paying it with the money that you're earning from doing that. Either way, how much does the school cost? Is it owed up front? How is it paid?
It's just $375 up front.
Okay, and then what? Is it like a monthly, weekly?
No, they didn't say anything. They're just like, that's it. And then at the end, if you decide
I feel like he just doesn't know what he's talking about anymore.
Cancel, then you have to pay the money. But if you're doing the
how much is the total?
Like $12,000 for that for school. For school to get a license.
If he sticks with it, he needs to stick with something.
Yeah, but he has to stick with it though. But the problem is that he doesn't seem to be threatened by the idea that he would owe $12,000. So like, I wouldn't doubt that this kid would get halfway through his shit and then be like, I don't like this anymore. Quit. Owe $6,000. But then just not care because money doesn't matter to him until they start destroying his like credit, and like he starts getting debt collectors and everything. So this kid's just like a lost cause. He's not even really worth helping. He needs he needs reality to kick him in his fucking face.
Yeah,
he needs to be an example of what happens to a intelligent but like underachieving young people that are just fucking jerking around because their fucking parents will do everything for them.
But is that competitive?
No.
12,000. I have. Okay, I do not know. I'll be 100%. I'm very ignorant on this when it comes to getting a certificate. But this is a 6-month thing for $12,000. That could be like two. That could be like 3, maybe 4 semesters at Texas State University.
Yeah.
Very expensive. Have you looked into other?
Sure, but it's again, if he sticks with it, apparently it's free. So
options besides this?
No.
And they probably inflated the cost just so that to stop people from like dipping out instantaneously.
How much it makes? Like once you
$15
get
an
a
hour.
job.
That's minimum. That's the start. That's like starting out. But once you start your own business and everything, you can probably make.
Wait, no.
Okay, you don't have to start your own business, but there's so it sounds like it's minimum. As you get more experience, you'll get paid more, and also tips are going to be included in a fucking massage therapist class or for a massage therapist. So you get money from the tips that you should, but you're probably not going to report them on your taxes.
Oh, no.
No,
It can't be once you start your own business.
I'm a businessman, of course. Once I start my own
you're
business.
No.
You're not a businessman. You're a fucking idiot.
Why you say no?
Because you can't go to school to say it'll work out when I make a business. That's so many steps and.
What about?
Well, you can go to school with the idea of wanting to make your own business, but like he has this idea that he's going to be like owning his own. It's a lot of work. Like people don't realize that you have to work a lot more owning your own business than not. My uncle used to own a deli, and he used to take off every other Sunday. He'd work 12 hours a day every day with every other Sunday off. It's a lot of work. It's not easy to do. It's not this magical thing. Owning your own business is a huge buy-in. It's very difficult to do. You don't just open a business. It's very hard.
When you go to business school.
What? You're not going to business.
Business school's also not great. My understanding is it's like one of the bottom 5 jobs that you could like or degrees you could ever do. So, you know, what is it like to work for yourself as like I'm understanding this right. He wants to be a massage therapist. That would just mean that you would get your own. You would work for a different place, develop your own clientele, and then start working out of your house. That would be the pathway for that.
Business school.
I'm going to.
What about business school? Finish your thought.
Like you said, I don't know. Never mind.
Well, we're listening. I want it to work.
Well, you're saying like, oh, like once you finish school, no, because you're not this business.
But
and
you're
then
going
what
to
about
school to be a massage therapist.
Yeah, a lot of people start their own business once they're out of school.
Okay, so
that's-
It's not only starting your own business. It's working from home. It's like freelancing. But like the way that he's talking about it is just weird. Like you're not going to have your own storefront from doing this. You're going to buy your own massage table, and you're probably going to drive around to other clients' houses or have them come to you. But okay,
that's the path of it.
So what are the steps for it? So you'll get out. You'll be a massage therapist. How much will you make then? Or you have an internship, and how long do you have to do that for?
Until August. I don't know. It's 300 hours, and then it's also hybrid learning. So I think I'll be done by like the summer.
Okay, so by next year summer, not this year, next year.
Oh no, this year.
This year, so by summer you'll be done.
Probably.
And then you will be able to start having like a full-time job. Is that?
If I want to be an instructor, I can sign up with them and stick with the school.
Why would you become?
If not, they'll help me get into another job, or I can just start my own business and they'll help me that way. And starting your
You're
own
never
business
going to
is
start your
really
own
just
business.
advertising on social media.
You're never going to start your own business. You're not. That's not how it's going to work. You're going to get out and you're going to work for another company. You can't start your own business. Like again, people will usually work somewhere else and then bring clientele there. This is an unrealistic expectation in his life.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but where are you going to get like the money to do advertising?
By then, I mean, I'm hoping my stream's gonna give me money. I'm hoping.
Oh, so you're gonna do that.
So he hasn't thought about it. That's what he's quick. He's quick with answers. Like I said, he's a smart kid. He's quick, but he doesn't actually have an answer to that. He never thought about that before. How are you gonna get advertised? Well, to my Twitch money. He never thought about the advertising. Ask him how he would advertise. He won't even be able to give you an answer. You have to use like fucking Craigslist or something. I don't even know how like well you could advertise for something like this. Posters around town. To be honest with you, you're better off developing clientele.
Business to get to the next business.
Yeah, everything ties in together. I'm not just gonna have that business. I have my clothing store. I have.
Oh, he's got a clothing store, guys. He's a get rich quick kid. That's all he is. He thinks that he's gonna like develop a brand and be able to sell it for like millions of dollars. And he's banking on like one day everything just working out.
How much do you make at your clothing store?
That's all it comes down
That
to.
730 was like a week. So it depends. It really like.
Yeah, I guess you could use Instagram, but I feel like I don't know how effective things like that are for local businesses, but they could be. But what's he going to put on Instagram to promote his business? Him massaging an old woman? You know what I mean? You have to get people, the clients that like you to be able to do that. It takes a lot more, and you need to consistently post. Nobody's going to watch that shit anyway. Like if you wanted to have like a TikTok page centralizing around your massage therapy business, you'd have to already have generated clients who would be okay with you recording some of the session, which is going to be incredibly difficult to do. And that's probably against the policy of most other businesses. So you're really you're not going to be doing anything. He needs to work for somebody.
It's very random with that. It's like, I just find money. I really just find money.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
Well, again, privileged position. You find money because all your basic necessities are taken care of. When you have to deal with that, it's a completely different world.
Yeah.
Either way, that $15,000 is on the higher end of typically like $20,000 is usually like the top end, but it can start as low as $5,000. You are in the top area.
Because I'm doing more hours of internship, so I'm doing like.
Is the internship for them? I don't like this.
Why?
I would much
Experience.
rather do $5,000 to $7,000 somewhere.
That would be
the
like
same value certificate. The piece of paper is worth the same. Why put in
because
3 times the money?
I have more experience and I can charge more once I'm out of school.
Charge more how?
An
You say
hour. Like that, like
hey, Mr. Person that wants
Okay, I wouldn't really focus on like criticizing the pathway he was going for this. He criticizes the fucking fact that he doesn't know what he's doing.
a massage. I went to this school even though I got the same value paper than that school, even though.
That's a good point.
Like, what do you mean you're
Yes.
charging more?
because I have more experience.
Who knows
Julia
that when they're
Taylor
getting
became a member.
Hey, thank you so much for the membership. I think this school pathway is fine as long as he's actually going to pay it back.
massage?
You're gonna know by getting a massage.
Okay, but how do
You're
how do
asking dumb
they know
questions.
that? How do they know that though?
By my advertising, by my whatever. I'm recording the whole process.
Okay. So again, this just sounds like one of those things without a plan, and I think that's kind of
Yeah,
what
pretty much.
your situation just narrows down to. It's the lack of a plan. The dreams are fantastic. I love the dreams. I want to get you to a place where we're able to talk about what the goal is, and then what are the mini goals we hit along the way in order to get them.
there.
Yeah, we usually call those milestones. I'm not criticizing him. That's just usually the language I use. Milestones. You want to set like a long-term goal and then short-term milestone goals. Yeah, for sure.
But you're very dream, and then when any of the reality is put from this side of the table to counter that, or at least bring a different, perception to it, it's just you immediately exit out and be like, no, I don't believe in money. No, I don't believe in that. No, it's just about experience.
Well, yeah.
How do you get to a place of succeeding in reality if you're just dismissive of everything? If you're just a trampoline of ideas?
You just know who you are. You just stay true to yourself.
See, you couldn't even take that criticism.
There's no reason to talk to this kid. Life needs to kick him in the fucking teeth. That's what it comes down to. There's really no way. Some people are fucking hopeless, and this is one of those people that is like absolutely hopeless. You just have to let him fail, and then, then he'll go, fuck. He needs to learn through experience. He's entitled.
I don't know how to take your criticism. I mean, I don't.
It's a kid.
It doesn't really. Because it doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't feel like that's not
Because you're a dumb entitled kid.
really what I'm dealing with. Like this is your job. Like this is what you see every day. So it's like more of your world, but it's not my world.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Well, we all live in the same economy.
Yeah, but we all have different perspectives on things. We all
It doesn't mean your perspective is correct or applicable to anything.
experience life way different.
Yes, of course, but
Yeah, because you're an entitled little baby. That's why life is different for you.
we all live in the same economy, and you're trying to do things within it, including starting a couple different businesses.
Yeah. I eventually want to move overseas and just not even deal with this country.
I'm confused. I thought you wanted to be a streamer. So do you want to stream overseas now? Like, it just sounds like you're making this. We're getting really close to the Hustlers University here. We're getting really close we're getting so close for him to just say that he thinks that modern women are a problem or something. Like, or that he's stuck in the Matrix. What the fuck?
I know exactly where you're
Is
getting
this not the
at.
plan? I'm not laying out every.
Sorry, no, you just laid out a completely different dream that all of a sudden it's like
It's
it just
all part of the
negates all
same
this.
thing. It all ties into each other. It's just
So then why? So you want to get a certificate to be a massage therapist, to develop a business, but you also want to move out of country. So that completely invalidates your entire business, though. This whole dream. Like, you won't need the certificate. So just move now if you're so confident. I just don't understand.
too big for you to just like.
Well, I asked what the major goal was last time. You're like,
to make millions of dollars.
No. You're like, I want to make a business, and I was like, in what then? Let's narrow it down. In everything.
In everything.
That's not
In everything.
how
That's
we
still
do
my
things.
answer.
That's okay. So we have not made progress.
I don't think
Not
we
at all.
have made progress.
What do you want me to say?
No. What? It's not about what I
It's
want
not
you to
what
say.
Yeah, I think it's just with an action. Like, I think that you have big dreams and aspirations, and that's really awesome. But it's hard to.
Oh, it's an international therapy license. Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. You're right.
See those steps that you're
All right, I see that you want me to look at something and you DM'd me. So you have to stop spamming the chat, though, because I'm going to ban you from the chat if you keep doing it. Like, I get it. I'll take a look after stream or something. Apparently you made a song. That's cool. But, like, relax. You got to stop spamming the chat, man. Like, that's not the way to get my attention. That's just ends up irritating people. I appreciate that you may have made, like, a song for the stream or something. It's just cool, but you have to, like, chill out a little bit.
taking and holding yourself accountable to get there. Because you can dream as big and wild as possible, but you have to make the steps to get there. Like, there's no one's going to just walk up to you and, like, shake your hand and say, here's a business. Welcome to the millionaire lifestyle. Like, that just won't happen. Like, you have to do the steps and the work to get there. And so, like, you can do all those things that you want, but there are going to be days where you're going to be working and things are going to be annoying and things are going to be hard.
Yeah.
Like, because it has to be. No one's going to walk up, like I just said. And do you think you're willing to do that? Because I think these
I don't think so. I don't think this kid's ever struggled in his whole life.
small things that Caleb's putting, like, showing to you, saying, like, look at this is a very real problem, and you're just like, not for me, because it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know. Yeah. I'm kind of contradictory. Like, I understand money is real.
And kind of contradictory. Okay. That sounds more like he's just annoying. This is the kid that, like, just disagrees with everybody because he hasn't experienced something yet. Like, that's what it comes down to. The life just needs to kick him in the ass. So.
Don't get me wrong. I know that, like, it has consequences. You need money to survive. It's just, I think it's that, like,
He just played that fucking clip. That fucking soundbite.
People can just print money. They can put a value to it, and we don't have any say in it because we don't have the power. We don't have control. And I think that's really stupid because I don't think one person should have more power than another. Like,
okay, you're just so annoying. I hate this kid so much. First of all, fundamentally, money is just like value of your labor and whatnot. Centralized and like watered down to like a dollar amount rather than trading stuff. We have like a dollar amount. It's not perfect. There's definitely issues with the system, and we talk about that all the time. We don't need to go into specifics here. But it's very clear to me that based on hearing this kid, there are people that should have more power than others because he shouldn't have any power. Hey, thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much, my brother. This kid shouldn't have any power because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. This is proof that some people shouldn't have power. Okay, just keep that in mind.
it's just, it's very dumb. It's
like
very
a
skewed.
completely different conversation. So I've said this one time else on the show, and I'll say it again here. We can talk in a variety of different situations of what we wish could be, and we can vote on that, and we can demonstrate for that, and we can do all these things. But it is irresponsible for me on the show to talk about anything than what is the real world, because that is the one you're going to be existing in.
Yeah.
You can vote on those things if you disagree with it. That's fantastic. You still have to live in that world, and I want to find the best way for you to navigate it.
Yeah, and I want to change that. You're not changing it. I'm going to be the person that changes that.
No, you're not. Nobody. So this is something that people really need to understand. Okay, this is something that people need to understand on TikTok too, and all these like social medias. All these young kids need to understand. Nobody's going to listen to the child with no life experience about the world. Nobody is going to care about what you have to say. Nobody's going to care about what you think. Nobody's going to listen because you have no life experience behind it. Those little kids on TikTok saying communism, we need communism. Working is so hard. It's so hard to do this. But they've never actually worked their life in a job. Nobody respects those people, so they're not going to listen. Now, the 40-year-old guy who's working 2 jobs and performing back-breaking labor, people will listen to that guy because he's actually lived through the struggle. But you little kids on here, you 19-year-olds and whatever that are like, oh, the system's broken. You don't really know that. You've never really experienced that at 19. Like, you don't really know anything. Things feel unfair because you grew up entitled. But, like, things get really unfair as you get older, right? People are telling you things are unfair. So you're like, oh, yeah, see? But you've never lived it. So you don't know dick about shit. That's one of these kids, bro.
Because I don't agree with it.
You're going to become the president of the United States now?
Until you change it, you have to play by the rules, though, or else you're not going to get out of it. You're not going to be in a position to change it.
Ask him how he's going to change it. Because he hasn't said that. How are you going to change it?
For example, if you wanted to become that big Twitch streamer, but you didn't agree with the rule of driving, then you would not become a big Twitch streamer because you would get banned.
A lot of big Twitch streamers break the rules all the time. They don't care about it.
And it's on that because you're best friends with like all of them.
That is on them. This does happen. Big Twitch streamers, first of all, they've actually earned shit. So they get like leeway because they make the company money. So they get more leeway. It's like that in any business. But that also puts them in a situation where like Twitch is like, fuck, we have to punish them, but how can we? Or else they risk like hurting their brand. So Twitch doesn't like it when the big streamers like take advantage of their platform and like do shit like that. But you're a nobody, so they don't have to give a fuck about you. Nobody's gonna care about you either.
They watch stuff on stream all the time.
Hey,
they just watch movies.
She is in this
and they play music.
She hangs out.
Yeah, they do. Not as much anymore because like businesses have been cracking down on that. That certainly happens, but that's not what you're doing. And also like they can copyright that. That's the thing is that it's up to the business to copyright it because if Twitch starts doing it themselves and then they're setting themselves up to like set a standard that they always have to do it. So yeah, that happens, but not as much anymore. So yeah.
You can get banned from it and they will not care. True. Until you are the biggest streamer on there, which is what the top 100 people, and they still get held accountable.
Not as much, but for sure. They definitely do. To an extent, they have to.
So
Frigidia.
With all of them, like pulling 70,000 live viewers are the people that you're comparing yourself against. I don't really think that's a fair comparison.
Yes and no, but isn't that though? The people at the top are like
right, absolutely. I get it.
That's what I'm talking about.
No.
That doesn't matter, though.
What I'm agreeing with you is you don't like the system.
I don't.
And so you can sit there and.
So this kid doesn't like. Okay, this is what this kid doesn't like the system that gives the people at the top more privileges. So in order for him to change that, he wants the people at the bottom to get those same privileges. Is that what he wants to do? Wouldn't it make sense to just hold everybody to the same standard and the people at the top get punished more? I don't know. Okay.
Argue with the system, but where's that going to get you?
I guess nowhere. I'm just gonna look like a fool. Like
and also, there's no point in arguing the system if you're also not playing by the rules.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know. I just like to have fun with it.
Trust me, I doubt.
I don't know what to say, so I'm just going to say something that like a fucking 15-year-old TikTok girl would say. I just like to have fun with it.
Either of
Sorry for shitting on women so much. This guy clearly, women. I'm sorry to all the women that I'm comparing this guy to. That's an insult to you.
us here are just everything's perfect in the world. We just have to, deal with it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
no. We change things. You do that by voting, making your voice heard. But we're talking about how to become successful on something like Twitch. And Twitch itself, you have to unfortunately. When I have grown to almost 70,000 subscribers at the point of recording this video, it's because I've played the YouTube game. I didn't say this is what I wish the game was, and then I played by my set of rules. I said this is the game, and that's just the way you have to do it. Unless you don't
Pretty
care.
much, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you this too, is it doesn't matter being a big streamer. Like, I'm friends with very big streamers, and when they get banned, if something happens and they get a ban, they aren't told what it's about equally.
Yeah, that happens all the time. They're not very transparent, which is kind of like annoying in general. It happened to me on my TikTok. They weren't very transparent about that.
Is what it is. And so I get how you feel, but if you don't play by the rules, read the rules, and respect those, I don't know what you're even trying to do. It's almost like you're in a constant position of take.
Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely push until it's like.
Yeah.
So.
What is...
I don't think that he even knows what she's saying. Like I said, he's just being agreeable with her because he's tired of being criticized, and that's his way to like deflect criticism, is to just agree with everybody and try to move on.
Okay, let's talk about the different avenues that you want to pursue. There's the streaming, there's the YouTube video making, and there's the massage thing.
Yeah.
And there's even the overseas thing. We can include that. What is pick one that you just would put all your time into that you want to be more successful than anything else?
If I was a normal person and I didn't want to do all this stuff, massage therapy.
I'm just asking you to pick one. Okay, so you pick that over the stream and everything now.
Yeah. If I was like if
even
I
though
was
you
just-
literally decided that because you got a massage less than a month ago.
it just
Yeah.
clicked.
That's great.
It just clicked, guys. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very good thing to go with. It's the safest option.
Yeah.
It's literally like
Though $15 an hour, even if you start your
Yeah.
own business, $30 an hour, I don't know if that's a good return on the investment that you...
Okay, if it's free, if it's like $300 if he sticks with it, it's not a bad return on investment. So I don't know why you're saying that. This is where this guy loses me. It's like the schooling is basically free if he sticks with it. Starting at 15 hours, not that bad, and he can like increase the amount of money he makes over time. Like, it's not that bad. If he has a passion for it, it's good. This is where this guy like loses me a little bit because like he just doesn't really. There's just parts of it where he just doesn't really get what he's talking about. But
You're putting in, so you should definitely shop around and get a cheaper
Yeah.
one.
it's all paid off. Like
That's not true. That's only if you complete it and go through the internship. You don't know, 1 second. You know it's only paid off because of the internship, which is essentially a job that you're making the money. So technically, by that same standard, the $5,000 one is also paid off in the exact same way by then getting a job right away and making that money and paying it off. That's the same exact thing. You know that, right?
yeah.
is it? What is it? The 5,000 hour one? How many hours does he have to complete? I mean, either way, I don't think that it necessarily matters as long as he sticks with one of these things. 500 hour one, is that what he's saying? I don't remember which one, but just stick with something.
But
Okay.
it just works better because I don't have more experience. I'm gonna have like 250 more hours of.
I'm good with you
internship
doing this. I would
that.
love this to be your career. I think you're just spending too much money on it. Which,
I don't think so.
well,
I just don't think that you need to push that hard. Even if he could get a better deal, like the conversation isn't having a positive impact because you're just giving him excuses to walk away. Because next episode, if you have him on, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I decided to listen to your advice and not go with it because it wasn't a good return on investment." Oh, what are you doing now? Oh, nothing. So this is what this kid, he's just gonna use it as an excuse. Like, yeah, maybe he could get a better deal, but at the end of the day, he's already enrolled in the school or whatever. Just like let him finish it out. There's no reason to put any type of like that pressure on him.
literally pulled up the statistics and you're on the upper echelon of it.
So then
And
I'm gonna-
How are you just like, I don't think so? That's just
Because I don't
ignoring
feel that
reality.
way.
It
I go
doesn't
off,
matter
like-
what you feel. Why the do your feelings matter in that situation? Sorry,
Okay.
getting heated. Getting heated. You know I get heated.
okay, yeah, it's okay.
Especially with you.
He's starting to get a little more not so passive aggressive. You know what I mean? Regular aggressive.
I'm very go with my intuition. Like that's what feels right. That's
But
what
your
I wanna
intuition
do.
in this situation is idiotic because
He doesn't have intuition. He's never done anything in his life to like develop an intuition. So the fact that he even says that is fucking comical to me.
the reality is like there. It's literally Googleable.
What?
Googleable.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
I'm deleting TikTok from your phone.
No,
Because I know
I don't watch TikTok.
I don't
You wanna-
believe
you can
you.
look
You
through my
sound like
feed.
my TikTok feed. It's
That's funny. Was it all full of like bullshit self-help or something? That's funny.
it'll manifest. It's gonna work out.
Because it's real.
It
actually
is real, but you need to just have the opposite for a little bit. Like you,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a little social media detox. I'll tell you that much.
there's a balance, yin and yang. Like that's why I'm kind of like giggling when you're saying these things because I know what you're talking about, and you're too deep in there. You have to pull back and like.
Yeah. I definitely do want like a perspective change. I do.
No, he doesn't. He's again. If he did, then he'd be listening to what they have to say. He doesn't want any perspective change. He's lying. He's just saying that so that he wants to tell them he's telling them what he thinks they want to hear. That's what's actually happening here.
Like
Therapy.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I don't think like I'm gonna be sitting there with a therapist and they're like, oh my god, like I'm gonna.
I
That makes so
don't
much
think
sense. Like I just need the right person first. I need to make sure like who I'm talking to.
Oh yeah.
It gets. Right.
Sometimes you
There's
go through a
people
couple
out there.
before you do
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah.
that's totally fine. Also,
He's looking for a therapist to disagree with him. That's what he's actually saying here. Like, yeah, you need to find a therapist that like works with you, that like is in tune with you in some capacity. But he's not looking for that. He's just looking for somebody that's going to tell him what he wants to hear.
like anyone that I've talked to
Hire a life coach then, because they'll just tell you everything you want to hear, and you can give them money for nothing.
that have gone to therapy, including myself, a lot of them don't think it's going to result in anything. And then all of a sudden they're like, these last few months, all of a sudden there's like, my life has improved in these ways.
All right. I'm looking for more of like a life coach. Definitely someone like
What I just say.
who's a social media influencer who knows like that aspect of the business as well, because it ties into it.
Interesting.
I mean,
we're able to do this full time for a
Yeah,
living.
I
That's
think,
curious.
I know someone.
Yet I don't believe you listened to our advice. It kind
someone
of
who's
just bounces off of
spiritual,
you.
someone who.
Yeah, there's always going to be something else that he wants because he just wants something that agrees with him and does all the work for him.
I have criteria.
We haven't
Might as well just sign up for Hustlers University. That actually might have an impact on this guy in a positive way somehow.
talked about that. We haven't
I
talked
have a lot
about
of
it.
stuff
You don't
to
know
talk
our
about.
spiritual side of
I'm
things.
spiritual.
I can
Yeah.
kind of see that from you, but
Caleb, what do you think?
But that's the
When he says spiritual, he just wants to be able to, like, when he makes a bad decision, say, no, it'll work out in the end because magical poops, you know? That's all it really comes down to.
thing. You need a balance. You need a balance of it to stay grounded, or else you're too far in something. And that's why I know what you're saying, but I think that you need to experience a bit of, what are you thinking?
Because I mean, I definitely have been getting those messages like you need to stay grounded, you need to ground yourself, all that stuff. And I also know I have unrealistic ideals and what I expect from others isn't.
He doesn't know that. He's heard that, but he doesn't believe them. Again, I really want to just reinforce it. He's just saying what people want to hear, or what he thinks people want to hear. It's all that's happening.
Gonna get met, but that's just what I look for. I don't know.
Let's say
aim
this.
high and
you have to
hit.
put work in to get things done. You could sit in bed and meditate and be super spiritual all day, but you're not going to get your goals. You have to do work as well. And it's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to be hard. And so you have to that's what we need to see is we need to see you putting the work in.
Okay. I can do that for you guys. I start the
happening?
30th.
He hates it.
I know.
He's
I
fuming.
got another job.
fuming.
I'm
No.
still
He's
streaming.
like
I'm just
cartoon
thinking.
character and there's flames behind
Just
him.
out
No,
his
I'm just
He's
ears.
like, this is fine.
That's why there's flames in every thumbnail.
Yeah.
I think the best thing for you is going to be the time
The
when
log
you're
off.
forced to live on your own and take care of yourself, and you'll understand
Absolutely.
the reality of money and time and
You
work.
need a reality check. You need to
True.
know the value of $1 because you don't know it.
True.
And before you can have a business where you're putting all your money into it, you're relying
Yeah, it is actually funny that he's like, I want to have my own business. But he doesn't even understand the value of $1. So how could you have your own business? Your business would instantaneously fall through. Like, what are you going to tell the credit card company? No. Like, I'm doing okay. It's spiritual. I know I'm $40,000 in debt. It's just a spiritual journey.
and yourself,
Like,
you're putting all of this into it. You
And all
don't
this
know
time.
all this time. You don't understand the value of $1. And I know you don't because you spent $1,000 on credit cards
In a month.
on nothing. Like
he's bragging about that in a month.
you
Yeah.
went to the movie, Starbucks, Apple. What is this? An
What is that?
agent, Sonic,
Oh,
Target,
that's my just driver safety. course.
Subway.
Well, that one's important. Yeah, driver safety course is important.
Did you get a
like-
ticket?
I got a ticket. Yeah.
Dude,
At McDonald's, all this food places.
Yeah. I definitely
Based.
just I want to do this. So I did it.
yeah.
That's a really good way to operate. I just wanted to do something, so I did it. That's a great way to operate in your life.
Oh, I am with I'm just I want to do this. I do it.
We know. That's what we're
Yeah.
saying. Hey, maybe grow up and don't do that.
You just need to know the value of $1, and because right now you don't. I don't think you understand knowing where this money, how hard you had to work to spend that. Because I don't think that you've had to have that yet.
Well, it's not even that because since it's a credit card, it's not even money that he's had to have.
Yeah.
It's even worse. That's why I don't think you're a credit card person. I don't think you should have a credit card.
No, he shouldn't.
Because if you don't come from a place of thinking money's real or understanding the value of $1, then having a credit card is the worst thing you can have. I'm glad that's your only debt, but I fear now that you've slightly dipped your toe into the water that if we regroup in 6 months to a year,
The debt. Yeah. I definitely watching out for it. I am careful about it. I know that's just like, no, you're not, blah, 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 but
Careful is not maxing out a credit card. I mean,
That's true. What's his credit card limit? Because I have I'm not to brag, but I have a pretty solid credit card limit. Okay.
because your payments are getting declined. 23% interest rate. When we wrap again, that 730.
Interest is usually half for credit cards. I think mine's like 17% or something. But like I don't really keep anything on there longer than a month. I'm just trying to build my credit back. Don't kill me.
That you get from PayPal, you should immediately
When you die at 30 minutes, it means you win, guys. Okay, don't shit on me.
put towards that.
I will. Yeah, I thought I had all the money to pay off, and then I had more stuff to pay for. So
Yeah, that's usually how. That's why. That is the problem with credit cards, is that you think that you have the money to do it, and then you don't have the money to do it. That's how these things work. So
What's the plan?
the plan, probably just stream every day. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Just what I'm doing, I'm gonna stream it.
I'm sorry. Does it matter what he's streaming?
I don't know. I guess it depends.
It does matter what you're streaming. Like, listen, I understand variety streamers, I guess, but like also, I mean, I don't really know exactly what a variety streamer does. Like when I hear like, what does it mean? Sometimes they play video games, sometimes they do IRL stuff. Generally speaking, I don't know that you can necessarily start as a variety streamer. It seems more like you kind of have to start doing something else first and then transition into becoming a variety streamer, because like you especially, and like you can only really do that if you stream for a long time. This kid has an hour or two a day maybe to stream. You need to consistently do a thing on your stream. If not, you might as well just go live on TikTok all day. Like, I don't really understand. Like, it's not really a variety streamer. This kid doesn't really have, and he's not actually one. He just doesn't know what he wants to do. He just wants to be successful without putting in the work. So he's saying he's a variety streamer. Oh, I hate this character.
Is right. If you said you want to be like an IRL streamer, that's fine. It's like,
I want to travel and stuff. I like.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Wow. I have never heard anybody say that they want to travel before. Holy fuck, that's crazy. What a new person. He's really innovating, guys. Remember when he said he was an innovator? He's really innovating here.
That's fine.
Should he consider streaming on YouTube, because the algorithm's different there, where
Probably,
it's like it will actually suggest it to random people, and then it will then test how long people stay, and then it will suggest based on that whatever streams you're competing with that you get the amount of watch time. It'll then promote you over another person over you. Where Twitch again is top down, like we talked about before. Is that something you should consider?
I don't know all that much about like the past year of YouTube streaming, but I know some very successful YouTube streamers, and it's not the platform.
Okay.
Like they would much rather be with Twitch.
Right.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let's say that's true. Let's say that the big streamers would rather be with Twitch. I wouldn't doubt that, because Twitch treats the people who are their higher ups. I hate this character. I have to get out of here. Twitch treats like they're better, the higher ups better. The thing is that Twitch, you're better off for exposure for a new streamer. That especially when you don't have like a whole. I personally think it's YouTube. The VODs will stay up longer. You'll get more money from ad revenue on those VODs. They do a 70-30 split rather than a 50-50 split. You have Amazon Prime on Twitch, but then at the same time, like again, the 70-30 I think may outweigh that a little bit. And you're going to get better exposure. So even if it's better for the bigger streamers, they just talked before about like not necessarily trying to do things bigger. Why do I keep getting this fucking dog? They talked before about like not trying not to emulate the bigger streamers. I'm getting the same maps over and over again. And like, in my opinion, I think that like YouTube's probably better. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it's more difficult to get exposure, but I could be wrong. It's really up to like whatever you want to do. It doesn't necessarily matter. I don't think that it's going to be the make or break of like what actually makes you successful and not successful. So, I think it's really just about committing to one of those two, but you have to put in the work regardless.
Streaming.
But to get discovered, I'm talking about for him to get an
Even
audience.
then, I don't know. I still think Twitch is the best.
Okay.
For right now.
Okay.
Maybe. I think it's better that he just commits to a decision. I would say that the decision he commits to, he needs to commit to making clips and stuff.
Or try kick.com. Try Kick.
What is that?
Try what?
It's a new platform that Trainwreck just came with.
Oh, maybe I'll try that.
And it's
Don't try new platforms. Like, it's not a bad idea to do it like dual stream wise, but like, you're not going to build on a new platform. That's usually people have to bring their own stuff over to there. But
it's brand new, so there's not as many people, not as competing. Try Kick.
What should he do on TikTok?
is she saying Kick? Is she unironically saying to use Kick?
And it's a new platform that Trainwreck just came with.
Oh, maybe maybe I'll try that.
And it's like it's brand new, so there's not as many people, not as competing. Try Kick.
What is it called? Well, hold on. What is the new streaming site called? It sounds like she's saying Kick. It is Kick. Wait, what? Oh, it's a different one. I thought they're talking about Kick with like K-I-K. Okay. Gotcha. It's basically, looking at it right now, it's almost the majority of the people in here are really just playing slots in casinos. This is a gambling site. This is for people to go and gamble on because they got rid of it on Twitch. So unless you're going to be doing one of the varieties you're going to be doing is gambling, I'm thinking that maybe you don't use this platform. But hey, what the fuck do I know, right?
What should he do on TikTok?
Clips.
See, my thing is I hate editing. I'd rather just pay someone else, but I don't have the money. Like,
yeah, so you're gonna be a failure.
Maybe
this kid shows no sign that he actually wants to do any like content creation.
I don't know. You could even try going live on TikTok. Well,
That's not
can
a
you go
bad idea.
live?
I don't have enough followers.
Okay, you have to post. You cannot organically grow by just streaming, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, hey, but you're on a platform where people see you right now.
What do you need to have to stream? 'Cause I have 100. I'm pretty good at TikTok. I have 100,000 subscribers. That's pretty good, I think.
Okay, that's
really
pretty good.
You have to
so I can help
have
with that.
1,000 to stream.
So, any questions along the way for TikTok? Since it's something you haven't dipped your toes into, I'm happy to help.
Yeah, TikTok is just, I don't spend my time on it, so I don't use it. You know, like I don't really. I know it's like necessary.
Shorts content really is going to be like that. It really is like the platform you have to push on. That's why I've been trying to put more energy and effort into making a short save content.
Eventually, I want to just like stream on every, like go live on every platform.
Well, TikTok.
Why would you do that?
Huh?
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Ninja does it just to get more views.
Well, Ninja.
It's not a bad idea to do live on multiple platforms. Sure.
Struggled, though.
Multi-streaming is
I
like,
think
come on, he's a bit. That's not fair to say. He's like a huge streamer.
No, he has struggled from his peak though. He hasn't.
It's not a bad idea to multi-stream to get yourself out there, but when you stream on TikTok, usually the goal is to get people to come to like, your Twitch or something.
Maintain the peak.
Well, I mean,
I think it's impossible.
But like the thing is that he's not even putting in the like he's talking about small things that could help his stream, but he's not doing the big things that like would make his stream. He's like, yeah, I think I might multi-stream. Like, cool, what an idea. You need to actually put in like you need to actually just stream first before you talk about multi-streaming.
Is everybody
Yeah.
Well, it was mostly because of his deal to go over to
Mixer?
Nicer, yeah.
I think multi-streaming is okay. I think that it would be really hard for someone that's growing because you need to look at both chats.
That could make it difficult, sure. You'd have to like do like plugins and stuff that make it easier for you. I think that they make it so that you can combine all your chats or something like that.
After all that.
Okay,
It's like,
more
yeah.
future.
Or you could just like ignore everybody on TikTok and tell them that they have to come over to your stream, but it's probably not going to work if you're nobody.
Plans. Okay.
Yeah, right now I just want to optimize the setup. It's very scuffed. It's
Okay.
Let's first get you an audience on there.
Yeah, let's start with Twitch.
okay.
I think you can get 1,000 TikTok followers relatively easy. It's much easier to convert someone into a TikTok follower than YouTube subscriber, and I assume
That's
a
true.
Twitch follower as well.
Oh, for sure.
I don't have experience there, but just you can go on TikTok's own. I think on the desktop version, you can see their top trends and then maybe try to create some things going along with that. Again, you'll show. I have people that a video that is someone's first video with 0 likes and 0 views will still pop up in my
Yeah,
same.
scrolling. They'll do that. You
Yeah, sure.
just need to make sure what you. And when it comes to editing, you really don't have to do that. You can record a few seconds and then stop. Record a few seconds, stop. Record a few seconds and stop. You don't have to go crazy to start with.
But if you know you're not going to do it, then we're just selling something.
Oh, are you not going to do it at all?
I've posted a couple TikToks. It's fun. It's just
Okay.
I would have to invest more time into it, more energy. It's just
Okay, so
Yes, that is how that's how the world works. Of course.
YouTube then?
Wait a minute. You said you didn't want to pay an editor. How can you
Yeah.
pay for these things, but not something that's going to substantially help you
True. Yeah.
in your dreams?
I gotta eat. I gotta spend $30 for a Chick-fil-A meal that I could have made at home for $5. Yeah, true.
You do have to eat, but you do not need to go to Magic Moon
Exactly.
Gemstones, and you don't need to go to these
No, but I
Rock
would-
Your Magic and nightclubs.
I don't, but I would like to. That's how I would like to live my life.
Right.
Okay, but that's just... Oh my god, this kid's a fucking lost cause. He's so funny.
Yeah, what you like to do.
Oh
Wouldn't
my
you
God,
like
what
to
a
grow
loser.
your platform that you're wanting to grow on?
Yeah, I just
No, he doesn't.
Because you can pay an editor on, was it Fiverr?
Fiverr. I would.
A short
I looked
form?
into it. I saw a couple guys. There's
Yeah, I looked into that. He hasn't looked into it. He keeps telling people, you notice, this is like the 10th time. When somebody brings up a thing that he should be doing, he all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I've already done that." He's noticed how he's like already done that. He hasn't. He's just saying what he thinks that they want to hear so that they'll stop bothering him. That's how he operates his entire life. He's like a fucking ostrich. He puts his head in the fucking ground. That's all he is, bro. It's crazy.
I want to find a really good editor that's gonna stay with me.
Sure,
Well,
but we're just
you're not going to be able to generate that at all unless you have like if you're a person. Like I could find an editor who will work for me for free if I really wanted to because I know I have like people in the community, but like I don't want to do that. But you know what I mean? And I don't have money to pay for people. Like I'm not at the point where I would feel comfortable paying for like something like that. So like I'm just not going to do it. But I can just do it myself. It's incredible. I just do it myself. Like, well, you know what I mean? Like I put the energy into it.
getting started. We
They'll
can't
stay with you as long as you pay
yeah.
them.
Also true.
I don't have money.
But on Fiverr, I think you can justify working a couple more hours at your car wash shop,
yeah.
and then if you're just editing this if we're talking about TikTok as an example, doing a short 60-second thing, that is not the most expensive edit. You could do that working a couple hours.
It's like $20.
And that's worth it.
I think it's like $20.
That's so worth working
That's like nothing for that edit then.
an extra hour and a half at your job. That's so worth it.
That's
if that's where
skipping
you
a
want
one
to make it.
IHOP trip.
Exactly. That's an expensive
Isn't that
IHOP.
crazy?
Yeah. Hey, that's a normal IHOP. Well, that's not very expensive for me.
Like, do you have
It
to
was
weigh out?
fun though. I had a good time that night.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be so fun to post a TikTok and it does really well?
Yeah. I
Wouldn't
guess.
that be worth $20?
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm gonna, I don't know. I always think from the end goal, and it's like hard to.
That's part of that.
That's part of the end goal. If you're thinking from the end goal, that would be part of the end goal. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, that's to get you there.
One thing,
failure.
okay, if I'm streaming and I'm making money streaming, and that's why it's like it's kind of disconnected right now.
You know what's something that's kind of hard about
He's just saying words at this point.
streaming? Some days you go to stream and you lose
that?
money.
Oh dang, really?
Yeah. So
guess
there's
so.
some days like I do IRL streams. There are some days that I go out and I go and we're doing this super fun thing today. Maybe I don't know, whatever. We're out doing something, an activity, and I don't make money. I lose money. And in the beginning of streaming, that happened a lot. You have to buy things for your content.
Yeah, for your content.
True. I mean, like when I started the stream, I had to like buy a new computer, and then like a webcam and stuff. And yeah, spoke a couple grand into it. Paid off though. It's kind of the goal, you know.
And sometimes you lose money. So you have to have other avenues before it can grow to that point.
This studio lost money. It took like a couple weeks to make up the entire price of all this stuff.
Yeah, well, it'll take longer in the real world. Like for them, they seem to be like successful before they did it. Whatever, that's good. I'm just saying, just for him, he's not gonna make up any of the money for like a long time. He doesn't have a good attitude either. This guy is very unlikable. Nobody's going to like this guy and want to like do stuff with him. Nobody's gonna be like, I'm a really big fan of fucking whatever this idiot's name is, because he's just so unlikable. He's such an entitled kid. It's not gonna resonate with anybody.
That's why I said I have my businesses on the side. Like I don't know why that's because it is like just.
I just like it just worries me because it's so heavily reliant on like in the end it's gonna work out.
You're also just very unfocused as well.
Yeah.
You're also like a
I
kid,
have
entitled
like
kid.
What she said's 100% right though, because I actually have a similar mindset as you.
Imagine you can get abortions at 19 years old. You know, because if I was this guy's mom, I would consider it. Why am I Maury?
To a certain extent, where I have an incredible amount of dreams for this channel and things I want to do. But instead of just assuming they're going to happen, I'm doing all these things that are required to be put into place in order to make those things happen. Like, I'm losing money on a series that I'm filming. She's going to be in one of the episodes in a couple weeks. You're going to be in one of the episodes as well. Stay tuned. That's why I haven't been uploading on Thursdays, because they're going to be then. I'm going to lose money on that thing, but it's going to be a big endeavor. But it's worth it because I'm setting goals. I'm doing it instead of just thinking, oh, this is going to work out. Here's the dream I want to do. This is going to happen. Why don't you just say yes? Because
what does
that is
that mean?
reality. Why don't you be like, okay, correct. Let me then make goals.
Because I already have my goals. I already have all my goals.
Or I'm
He doesn't have goals. He just wants to have money. He wants the world to fucking operate for him.
sorry. Let me make focus and then put objectives that
Take
need to be
action.
happen.
Yeah, my biggest thing is focus. Like I'm always thinking of other things. I'm not like, yeah. This month I plan to just like work at the wash up a bunch. Definitely to pay off the credit card. I knew that. I wasn't expecting to get money from the PayPal, but because I did, I was like, okay, I don't have to. I can do other things.
Well, we don't know yet. We need to figure
Yeah.
out why it's not working because there's a possible way that you might have set it up that it won't work.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah. That's why I said I think the last final part is to get a coach.
God, this kid's so annoying. What an entitled worldview too. Like, it's like what he wants is somebody to do all the work for him. He's like, I want a coach. He wants somebody to tell him all the right answers. And and these people are telling him like some generally good answers. Like there's really nothing more that they could give him that would help him improve. Like they were giving him the best advice he's ever going to get, and he's just not listening to it. He thinks that a life coach just means that everything falls into place for him. He's a lazy, entitled kid.
Someone to work with. I don't know.
Or is our advice is not worth anything?
What do you? Yeah, I like the troll in the chat who just keeps. For some reason, he's arguing that like this kid should be able to go out and eat like fast food every single day, and it's a good idea. Okay. I don't think that takeout is part of the minimal requirements for somebody to live, my brother. But I also know you're trolling because you're always trolling in my chat. Fuck, I didn't mean to get that item. It's nice to be able to go out once in a while. I think it would be good if everybody had the ability to go out like once a week, but you don't need to go out every day.
For what? I don't. For what? You aren't listening to us now.
I don't know. We can write everything down later.
Right? We can write it down later. You see that? Even that's entitled. He should be writing it down right now. We could write it down later. What work do they have to put in? They're giving you like the information to help you be successful. Why is there a we will write it down later? What do you expect them to give you advice and then do you expect them to give you advice and then to fucking like print you out like a sheet like at school, like a docket of all the fucking advice that they gave you, like a pre-planned thing? Like what's your expectation of the world?
Too much? All at once?
Yeah, I'm like overwhelmed.
Yeah, let's just take a minute to like rethink where we're at right now.
He's not overwhelmed with anything.
Okay. So
he's just burning out because he's trying his best to deflect the conversation and move on, but like they won't let him, which they should. They should yell at him because nothing's gonna get through to him at this point. It should just be like a funny, just be funny and dunk on this kid. He's a loser. He needs to be bullied a little bit. I'm not even kidding. That'll help him a little bit.
Oh, we know we need to go. Oh wait, did we need to sit?
No, I'm just laughing at you.
What?
Because I don't know.
Okay, we're on a list of things to do. For me, number one, we find a, this is something you're not going to do, but it is what I would do. We're going to find, actually, real number one, we get that credit card paid off immediately, hopefully by,
I agree.
by pulling that thing off.
That does give me like a little bit.
And then I would never use it.
Wow, he actually has some financial anxiety. Thank God. That's the first hope that we could possibly have gotten. That's the first good thing he said all stream or all video.
You're not a credit card person. I would in fact close it, but I don't think you're going to do that. But that is what I would do.
I'll think about that. Yeah.
You should close it, especially now, because closing a credit card hurts your credit, which is usually bad. But like the fact is that he needs to not have the credit card. Like he's irresponsible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could stick with it, but like he would need to learn financial literacy, and like this is the worst case of financial literacy I've ever seen. It's financial illiteracy on top of a massive entitlement issue.
That is what I would do. So pay off credit card is number one. Whatever.
Yeah,
number two, you're going to shop around for different places to get this certificate because you're spending on the upper echelon.
I like the school.
It doesn't matter in the end, though. That's the trap that a lot of people fall into for the university. Oh, I love this sports program at this school. Yeah. I love the culture at this school. I love all this stuff. At the end of the day, it's an investment into a piece of paper that gets you a job.
Sure.
The money you're putting in and the return on that investment, it's just determined how much you're paying for it. Mm-hmm. And you're paying on the upper echelon. I would find something below $10,000, hopefully closer to $5,000. That's step number two. Step number three, I think, you need to focus on that. Make sure you're making money at the same time. Just, keeping your work ethic at this place. But you're focusing on school and finishing it because I don't want you to get another thing that just clicks or another light bulb that goes off and then you drop out.
Yeah, we should call it what it is. He needs to stop being so fucking impulsive. That's what it actually is. He's massively impulsive. We have to say what it actually is. There's nothing that's clicking. He's an impulsive kid. That's what's happening.
And then all of a sudden you owe all this money, even if you continue to go to the more expensive place, which unfortunately I think you're going to.
That's honestly, in my opinion, that's his ideal because he's already on the pathway to it. And if he quits it, he's not going to stick with something else. That would just give him an excuse to not engage. If anything, I think that after this, he's going to stop using it. And because this is the problem with impulsive people. They're impulsive in every direction. So I think he's going to stop going to school, and his excuse is going to be because this was the upper echelon payment, and then he's not going to go to a different one. He's not going to pursue anything different. That's how he's going to operate. It's going to completely it's going to cause him to move on because it's not actually a dream of his. It was an impulsive decision.
And then at that point, you're completing that. Then you're trying to build a career in that place, and that's going to likely to get experience learning how to run a business. Probably working for someone else for a bit. Yeah, and that's okay. You want to learn from other people. That is some of the skills and stuff that you talk about.
No, that's exactly what I'm looking for. That's what I mean, like mentor, like someone who.
No, he's not looking for that. A mentor. He's looking for somebody to do all the work for him. That's what he means by mentor. But like he's talking about how he's going to open up his own business instantly after he gets out of school. Like that's not what you're looking for. You need to work for another person to learn the culture of working at places.
I'm working for that's like teaching me stuff, and then I'm also able to I'm also able to just like.
You're gonna find a massage mentor? What the fuck?
learn from, and then they're gonna tell me, hey, like you did this wrong. Let me show you what's.
Yeah, so you're gonna be working for someone after graduation in the massage world, and that's great, and that's great, and you're gonna be continuing not having any credit card debt. And during this process, if you want to continue this Twitch thing, well, I think either you focus on some short form content, build a little bit of an audience on TikTok, maybe even think about YouTube a little.
Like honestly, I think that the best social media hustle for anybody out there is to record your job if you're able to do it. That's what you should do. Like if you let's do massage. Let's say you doing massages, like do that, but then maybe like come up with some content about that. Ask somebody, hey, can I film part of your massage and make like a video out of it, where I talk about where like maybe you talk about where the tension and the stress is, and then you try to massage like the particular area. That could be like a soothing. You put like a nice light song over it, and put it on TikTok. That's the greatest thing. If you're like power washing driveways, you can make content out of that. That could be like very satisfying content. I don't know about burger flipping, but maybe you could do something, but like that's the best. Like I think that's the best hustle, because social media is very like wishy-washy, so it can go up and down. That I think is the best hustle, is like making content out of the job that you're already doing for like a supplemental income. I think that's a great idea, but that's not what this kid's talking about.
Little, whatever you can do, you have to build. Unfortunately, due to Twitch's crappy way they run their business, you have to bring your audience from somewhere else.
True.
So I think in the most macro perspective, those are just kind of the steps. Now, in between, it's understanding why you're all over the place, and I think mental health is a great place to start with that. And if you find a mentor somewhere, fantastic, that's great. I'm
The mentors. Is that what he said?
you have my number. You can always text me. I've given some advice and always happy to, especially for TikTok. I'm pretty good at that, I think. So anything like that, and then just focus. You need to get to the place where you can focus. You have goals. What does it take to achieve them, and then work those things instead of just these are the dreams that are just going to happen, because nothing's happening.
Yeah, nothing's really happening.
So in the most macro sense, I think that's
he doesn't agree with that. He's just saying the same thing you said to placate you. He doesn't actually believe you. Just notice that this is like the 15th time here that he's just repeated what they said back to him without actually internalizing it.
That's it. That's the
I
layout.
think that's it.
That's a good checklist, yeah.
Yo.
Any final thoughts from you?
I think that's great. I think starting at the top with the credit cards and also not adding to it, pay that off, throw it away, shred it, whatever you need to do. And then just like start going by the plan of go to school. Then after school, then you learn from that person. And then after that, you can take into account, okay, let me start my own business from here. Once you get there. And then on the way, stream. Build your stream while you're in it. You can do it all at once. You can be in school, you can be streaming, you can do all that.
The stream it's the main focus, but it's also on the side. It's like you said, it's gonna be there. It's just it's just easy to click and I'm live.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I like that. Yeah.
What are your final thoughts?
He's not going to implement anything that they said to him ever. When he comes back, if he comes back another time, he'll try to make it seem like he did, but nothing will happen, and then you'll realize he didn't do shit. My final thought.
Kendrick said we're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
We're gonna be all right.
Gonna be all right.
Well, his life score went up because he told his mom and other stuff like that, but his money score has certainly gone down. Going into credit card debt, what are we doing? We're going backwards. So Hammer financial score, oh man, I don't remember what I gave last time, but it's definitely probably 2 out of 10. What'd you give him
That's pretty high, honestly.
on a Kimmy something
Social
score?
media score?
Yeah.
Maybe like 4.
4 out of 10. Make sure you
Those are way too high for this kid. He deserves like a 0 out of 10. Is even generous.
check out all the fun things in the description and follow me on Instagram and Twitter.
Woo!
Okay. Well,
All right, so
all right. Well, that was a video. I get by the end, at the beginning it was goofy. I didn't really like this Caleb guy, mostly because of another clip that I saw from him. But by the end, it won me over a little bit. This is the absolutely abysmal advice that I saw
It is
first.
irresponsible of a parent to not be 100% set up for retirement if they have kids, because then it forces them to be financially responsible for their parents.
It's silly. It's impractical. It's funny because it's in this video he talks about how like one kid is entitled. That's an entitled way of thinking. There's no way that everybody will be set up for retirement before having kids, or we would just have no kids. Have kids and then make it work and do your best to focus on raising your kids. And if the parents have to take care, if the kids have to take care of the parents when the parents get older, that's how life works. Okay, their parents raise you. It's at least you could do is take care of them when they're on their way out. All right, this is just like a very entitled perspective that this guy has.
Yes.
I don't believe that.
Because they're not going to allow their parents to just die on the street. What do you mean you don't believe that?
Okay.
I don't believe that. I don't.
Yeah. Say why.
Oh, I don't believe that it's. I think that's parenting. If you grow up to tell your kid, you got to take care of me, you know, then yeah, your kid's going to feel guilted into taking care of you because they don't.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't grow up and tell your kid they have to take care of you. Like, it shouldn't be your goal for your kid to take care of you. But you as a parent, like, you would do the best that you can to make sure that you retire yourself, of course, but you're never going, it's not practical. Like, you shouldn't have the goal of, my kid will take care of me. That's dumb. But you should have the goal to be able to retire successfully. But just because you can't set yourself up to retire successfully doesn't mean you shouldn't have kids. No brainer. No brainer.
Don't have that much money, or your parents don't have that much money, but I never would tell my kid, like, it's your responsibility. I gotta work.
No, I'm not saying you're telling them, but I'm saying if you're not able to afford to retire because you never saved up any money to retire, which at this point we're not saving up any money to retire,
right,
they are going to feel morally obligated to take care of you and put certain things of their life on hold because of that.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Yeah, they will. Who cares? That's life. Your parents raise you. Like, my mother raised me. My mother set up for retirement. She's fine. I'd still do whatever my mother needed me to do because she raised me. My mother worked 60-hour work weeks, had 2 days off, and pushed me through, like, the Boy Scouts, and like devoted her entire life to me. Like, yes, I'm going to take care of my mother. And I apply the same rules to my mother-in-law because that is my wife's mother. That is the way the world works. That is a responsibility as an adult that you understand that if you had good parents that raised you, you take care of them. But a bad parent will set the standard that you have to take care of them. But, like, the way you operate is you have kids and you do your best to be successful in life and to retire and set up for retirement if you decide to retire. Not everybody decides to retire. And then if you can't do that, your kids help you. That's pretty much all it is. That's how I will operate.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.